All right. Track nerds, we are back. It is 7 a.m. here in Budapest.
Day 9.
Day 9, the final day of competition. We're sitting down. We just turned the marathon on, and we are looking forward to settling down, drinking some coffee, eating some croissants, just casually sitting down with a couple friends, watching the marathon as they run through this 2.2 and 10K loops of what is the hottest day
of the year
in Budapest. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We know that you may not have friends who want to watch the marathon this late at night on the East Coast, and we are willing.
Or you have a ton of friends and you have a packed house right now, all ready to party, ready to celebrate, and to, sadly, say goodbye to these 2023 World Athletics Championships with us.
So, American men, Nico Montañez, Elkanah Kibet, Zach Panning, they're going to be holding down the fort here. I like everyone's coming in saying really good things about their fitness. So, obviously, a stacked field up front. Plenty of 204, 205 guys.
Guy from Mongolia taking off there.
Good for him. There's one thing Elkanah Kibet knows how to do. It is finish top 10 in a marathon. That guy does not miss. He just always seems to deliver with consistent, solid performances. And we were talking a little before we went on the air. This isn't, I would say, the most stacked race that we've ever seen. It's definitely not like the top heavy talent like we saw in the women's race. So someone like Kibet or Montañez or even some of the guys like Rory Linkletter over on the Canadian squad could really kind of sneak pretty high in the placing if things go their way.
Yeah, definitely. And as we saw yesterday from the women's marathon, I think it's just going to be a waiting game, patience game. It's one thing coming into the championships in good form, but I definitely think in the championship racings this time of year, the countries they're in, it's also down to like how you run the race, and that'll be the decider on how well they go today.
Which we saw definitely yesterday. Is there was a lot of folks who looked really good until they didn't. Someone like Yalam Zerfialuha, who got what did she get? 5th yesterday or 6th?
Held
but
on.
she was in medal position until the last mile or two of the race, and so it ain't over till it's over.
When you blow, you blow.
So I do want to just give some appreciation for Sarah Odd Bot Ochir, who's out front. So the Mongolian's 41 years old. He's run 208.
Good for him.
But his first world championships were in 2003, and he's made 5 Olympic Games.
Oh, wow.
So this is here's this guy going out way too hard, running away from the pack. We got a veteran on our hands. Yeah. There's a reason.
Maybe, like we were saying yesterday, maybe it's take advantage of the first half of the race while the morning is cool and settle into your rhythm. We'll see.
Yeah, he came to the first K around 3:10 and get the split exactly, but that's not completely absurd. He's running within himself theoretically, but
I probably settle usually that first K when you get off the line, you got that little acceleration over the first 100, 200 meters.
He didn't have to deal with the weird turn packed up with everyone.
Yeah, true.
He got through that U-turn with ease.
Yeah. So the course here, kind of half of it is in Pest and half of it is in Buda. I would say, probably.
I always want to say Buda like Ludacris says Luda.
Yeah.
Buda.
So it goes over the bridge, yeah.
Oh, having fun. They're going across. They do a whole bunch of U-turns, which is probably the only real complaint about this course is that they really make them go a couple of these hairpins per lap, and it's been an awesome atmosphere. You can see on the broadcast there's a ton of folks out, especially in the second half of the race when they wake up. And the A6 cheering zone right by that Hero Square, I think it's called. It is electric out there. It sounds like we're going to get some more reports from the course from our intrepid correspondents and Chris Chavez and Mitch Dyer, who just walked in this minute looking chipper, looking like he's not sure whether he's on Australian time, American time, anytime, Mars time. Who knows?
As they're going through the course map, first off, kudos to their graphics team, always brilliant. But I love how in Budapest every single building is so beautiful that it's really difficult to know which ones are the special ones.
Yeah, true.
Like I'm struggling to know, like, is that a historic landmark or is that just a nice apartment building?
Yeah,
Is that a Starbucks?
Yeah. Or 10 killers.
No.
Well, it looks like they're about to come up on 2K, so we can just see what the clock says. But so far, no splits.
6:14 for the pack.
Website.
But 6:14 for
So
the pack.
5-minute pace.
Yeah. Which means the Mongolian dude is after picking up the pace.
Yeah, he's not messing around. I wonder how good you have to be for the pack to like take that move seriously early on. Like, there's clearly a decision made by the heavy hitters in this one that they see him go out. They're like, you know what, he's coming back. We're not going to worry about it. But I think if someone like Tola, the reigning champ, pulls that move, like I don't think they let him do it.
No,
you got to wonder what the calculus is in the chasers.
As time goes on in which everyone doesn't respond to your move, you just become increasingly more offended, and that's when you want to win.
The disrespect is real. Until you win it. Then you pull Yuki and you just surprise everyone.
I will say after yesterday and just seeing the way the race went out, nothing would I don't think I'd be motivated to do this.
No, yeah, it's mentally it's some long time to be just out there by yourself.
It is just a full send. Like
Yeah.
This is a move to win or to have an extremely unfortunate second half. Every now and then it works, so I guess that's why people do it. It only needs to work 3% of the time. But again, this is a dude who's been at Worlds consistently since 2003.
This Mongolian guy.
Yeah.
What were you doing in 2003, Kyle?
2003. I was
in
12.
5th grade. Yeah.
7.
I was not at Worlds. 2003 is far enough back that off the top of my head, I couldn't even tell you where Worlds was.
Osaka? No, that was
Osaka's 7.
Harris? Because that was the year Eliud won the 5K.
Yeah.
Are you looking that up?
I'll look it up now and see.
Wow, that's a great memory.
Mitch, how's the walk over here? How's it feeling outside?
It's actually quite nice. I was going to say that. I mean, yesterday was so disgustingly hot. This morning actually feels really cool. I was looking at the weather.
Paris. I was right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not going to pick up for a few hours either. So these guys actually have prime conditions this morning. Like the back end of yesterday, walking that course was carnage. Like there were women dropping everywhere, which was really unfortunate. I think I said that the other day. Like after looking at the walk, why you wouldn't move these forward is beyond me. I find it kind of ridiculous, kind of dangerous for the athletes as well. Like talking to the Australian who was in the medical tent for nearly like an hour and a half afterwards. She didn't come to until last night. So she was like completely out of it until yesterday evening. And she was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like I'm a human being. I can move around and do things. So hopefully it stays cool.
Yeah. And if it as cool as it stays now, I mean, it's a much shorter race, but these 5K guys are going to be suffering out on the track tonight.
Does the course run by the Ruins Bar by chance?
I don't know. I'd love to find out.
It goes a couple blocks away.
A couple of them might find out. They might just
Might
pull
have to
the
take a
pin.
detour.
That might be where I'd be dropping out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I'm at the Ruins Bar. Damn. See Mac coming out double parked with beers.
See Abdi Nagian there, silver medalist from Tokyo, Netherlands.
Who's he training with?
He is with the NN running group. I think he's in Kipchoge's run group out in Kiplagat. Is that place? Kaptagat. So he's a good championship performer.
Yeah, folks might remember from the 2021 Olympic marathon, him and his training partner Bashir Abdi got second and third in that race and had a time of it. They were real happy at the finish. I don't think Abdi is in this one, but
no, he's not. No,
there's a pretty good contingent.
He's in training camp up in Fontremo with Mo Farah right now. So they must be training for something else.
We're not seeing any splits this morning.
That World Ath site crashes.
Did say at one point on the screen it said that they were on 2:05:30 pace, and that third K, the Binashir still has the lead, but they're now running this. They're running the same pace, so the gap hasn't changed much.
I'm just trying to give people something else to look at on a split screen. And I would say that
you're saying our handsome faces aren't enough.
No, I would just my one major complaint for the weekend, right, Kyle? I've only had one major complaint.
It's only one. It's the only one I can think of.
Major complaint. No, the results sheets on the website. It's crashed.
It always crashes.
But it hasn't been up the entire time, and then you have to log into I would say that the live results is the worst part of the website.
Yeah.
The main part.
I would agree with that, because sometimes you're looking for a result and then it just keeps taking you back to a different event. You're like, well, that doesn't serve me any sort of purpose. I'm always curious in these races even after watching yesterday. Do you think this pack, like filled with Spaniards and the Chinese and all that stuff, do you think they just run along and go, all right, at some point, this is just going to get completely blown up? Like the East Africans are going to wake up and just make a move and we're fighting for like a top 20 position or like
waiting for it to come?
Because that's got to be daunting in and of itself, because yesterday they just embarrassed the pack. They just went, it's like they all just looked around and went, okay, now it's time to remember who we are and just blow it up completely. Maybe that's why, like the Mongolian guy out in front, how's he done since 2003? Has he been anyone knows?
He hasn't won.
Performer? Okay, well, this is 20 years later. This is the time now. Maybe he's the most experienced to work it out. He's seen 20 of these things.
You got to get your time on screen before guys like Titus Kipruto or Timothy Kiplagat decide that they don't want you to get any more TV time. They've had enough.
They're calling the shots, yeah.
They're
like, okay, Mr. Mongolia's had enough time.
But Timothy Kiplagat, definitely one of the guys that we're going to be keeping an eye on. He ran 2:03 earlier this year in Rotterdam, which flat course. You know, this is flat.
Yeah,
it's warm. According to Mitch, not terribly hot right now outside. That will be updated. But and then the other Kenyan I'm definitely keeping an eye on is Titus Kipruto. He was 4th in Tokyo this year, but
his World Athletics photo looks like a mugshot.
I'd say most athletes mugshots are not like, it's not the best angle, not the best lighting.
No.
And then, but he was also 2nd in Amsterdam. He won Milan, so just consistent. So keeping an eye on Kipruto again, when just the ability to do it more than once. And I always say anyone can get lucky and run 2:03 once.
You do always say that. What? I must be really unlucky then. Yeah, and we talked about this a little on the broadcast yesterday, but you think, how thirsty can they be 14 minutes into the race? But a huge piece of success in a warm weather marathon is staying hydrated before you need to be, because once you feel thirsty, once you feel dehydrated, it's too late. So these guys they practiced in the heat, they know what they're doing, and their coaches, I'm sure, are telling them that they, once you're out there, do not run past a water station without taking as much fluids as you can, because you're going to need it.
David, do you think you could manage this U-turn on a scooter?
I I am a liability based on the number of hours of sleep I've gotten. If nothing else, I will say I did.
What happened yesterday? What was that?
Well, first of all, Kyle and I had a beautiful, romantic, intimate ride down the Danube River on the way to the meet yesterday because we couldn't find enough scooters, so we were doubling up. But before that, I may or may not have hit the acceleration instead of the brake when we were parking our scooters on the way to dinner and almost yeeted it into a crowd of people eating over their Aperol spritzes. But no harm, no foul, no property damage. Or made it.
On screen earlier, the Norwegian Sandra Moen, 205 guy, no longer has the European record, but did at one point.
Hasn't quite been on the scene as much in the last recent maybe years. I think has been injured on and off. Is he still coached by Canova? I wonder.
Yeah, he what? I mean, do you leave Canova?
Probably not.
Where are you going? Who are you getting better? Yeah. But he's coming back into form a bit this year. He ran 210 in Vienna, so definitely a guy that we're keeping an eye on the European side of things. I don't know if we're going to see 203, but as I said, you can always get lucky and run 231.
True. We can see in that, I guess it's technically not a lead pack because Badashir is still out front, but there's a South African up there with the leaders. One thing that has always confused me a little bit is that, the South Africans have a fantastic tradition of really successful ultramarathoning. They love their comrades marathon. They are always competitive in the team competitions and the ultra scene. But you don't see them as much making waves on the marathon circuit. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys fare in this one today. I mean, there's a certain similarities to a race like this on a warm, hot day where 42K can feel a lot closer to 100 when it gets toasty out there.
So we do finally have some splits, Mac. Saw through 5K 14:59. Badashir is looking behind him on that roundabout, being like, "Is this working? Was this a good idea?" At 5K, he had a 35-second lead.
35.
Yeah.
Wow. He's not messing around.
It doesn't look like that's gotten smaller either.
We were joking off air yesterday that what we want to start doing is making it seem to the viewers like we are way more in with world athletics than we are and have all this kind of inside information. So I want to believe that like Mac's just over there texting the world athletics results team, guys, we got to get splits up on screen. And they're like, oh, okay, yes, sir, Mr. Fleet. We'll get right on it.
But we did get changed. That puddle is now gone.
You
noticed, but we just ran around that turn and that puddle is not there. So
makes this course significantly faster. All right, Tamertola up front, establishing himself the defending champion and not chasing. If anything, slowing it down. He's been at Worlds before, so maybe
knows what he's doing.
He and Badashir are boys, and he said, "It's time to let my boy run away. Get this guy a medal."
That's one theory.
It doesn't usually work when somebody breaks away like this, but I would love to see this guy from Mongolia just win it. I would just love to see that now.
That would be the most surprise medal in the World Championship history.
How do you heat train in Mongolia? That's my question.
I feel like Mongolia is so big.
Yeah, there's definitely warm parts in Mongolia.
Yeah,
I guess they have high altitude deserts, but I think that those mostly get really cold.
I mean, Mac, can you bring up a map?
Mac, where's Mongolia in relation to here? Is it closer or farther than Poland?
We want an elevation map of Mongolia. It's probably nice getting into the tunnel, a little cooler in there.
Yeah. Although, I guess depending on what the wind is, it might just be like an oven in there, just heavy, sticky air. Yeah, that's Sam was saying off mic, the stadium. You're in those upper rafters, right under the roof.
Oh, disgusting.
It can feel like an oven.
Oh, it's like a sauna up there.
Yeah, that's what we're all in preparation for our all-comer 6K later. We're doing our heat training.
You guys doing it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're warming up after this.
Good luck, lads. Absolutely not. Dude, I think I injured myself from the media 800, let alone doing a 6K.
Wait, you mean 3 days of training wasn't enough preparation
It's
to go
weird.
all
I
out?
don't know why. I thought maybe my body would be able to respond, but it turns out maybe a 4th day of training would have been useful. But, you know, these things happen. I was looking up our man from Mongolia. He's a 208 guy, but that was 9 years ago. So, you know, he's due a PB. He could accidentally, he could accidentally, you know, mess around, run a 203 out there today, according
We've
to
seen a
Kyle.
lot of success on the women's side with people setting PBs in their late 30s and early 40s. You know, it's time to even it out.
Yeah, this is it for him. 19th is his best place, and that was quite a few world championships ago. So, you know, maybe he might come out and do something special. These boys with the Ethiopians, you'd love to see it.
One person I don't see in the front here, but I see, there he is, right in the middle there. Stephen Kissa from Uganda. He's a 203 guy, I believe. He's a guy to keep an eye on. There's actually 3 Ugandans in this lead pack here, along with the 4 Ethiopians. So we might start seeing some team tactics in this lead pack as the pace starts to shift and folks start to throw in surges.
Kissa did some team tactics at Worlds last year in the 10K. He was, you know, we saw it this year in which one of the Ugandan athletes took it out really hard and opened things up, and there was that confusing gap between him and Joshua Cheptegei. But he's moved up and he's taken to the roads well from the very beginning. Then the other guy on screen was Lul Gebrselassie. He has run 204. I think maybe our American viewers remember him from winning the Houston half marathon this year. He and Wesley Kiptoo had quite a sprint to the finish, in which Gebrselassie was able to hold him off. But 4th at London in 205 this year. So we know current fitness, assuming the last few months had gone half decent as well.
Yeah. Who's America's top chance this morning? Who's your who's the
A6
guy?
Nico Montañez for sure. I mean, I would say
Quebec, I think he and
Yeah, and
Quebec are
Quebec.
probably equal.
Yeah.
And if anyone has spent any time on running Twitter in the last couple months, you've seen Zach Panning's coach, Kevin Hansen, essentially absolutely set expectations sky high in his hype of his athlete, which is
publicly.
you love to see it, but like we're like a lot of the he's basically like nobody has ever that I've coached has ever had a better build up.
Oh, no.
He's so fit, he's so ready to pop off. So clearly his coach is confident, and Zach Panning's run 209 mid, something like that. So he's no slouch, and certainly I would say across the board the contingent that we've sent to the race are probably, I would say, in terms of like top tier fitness, all relatively close to one another. That I would, the only reason I would give Quebec the edge is that he just is so proven in his ability to perform at championship marathons. Like he has.
Is it Nico? It's Nico and Zach's first
Worlds, yeah. Quebec was out Eugene last year and was, I think, the top American, right?
I can confirm before, or I can just assume yes.
Yes.
Let's go assume. Are there any Irish boys out there?
No.
There's
No Irish.
Quebec had run 210 earlier this year in Prague. Last year at Worlds, he was 24th.
Oh, I think Rupp might have been a couple places in front of him then, because I think he was 19th. I'm looking it up now.
But Quebec is in there.
Yeah, Rupp was 19th. Quebec was 24th.
Look at these girls
This is
dancing.
the weirdest part of it. This is the weirdest part of the whole course.
Are they dancing
What
or
is going on
exercising?
there?
That's like jazzercise
That
going
is the
on.
weird. And the other thing, I was watching a video from Tamsin Manu, who's doing the World Ath stream, and Lisa Waitman's running past like, "Go Lisa, go Lisa." Those women sit down until athletes come past, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they just pop up, and they're like, "Let's go!" She's like, "What the fuck is
Gotta
going
save
on out
energy.
here?" So trippy. I'd have like imagine running past, and all of a sudden, there's like calisthenics going on the sideline. I'd think I was having a fever dream. I'd be scared out there. But in all seriousness, and I know I've been ragging on the US for like 4 straight days now, but
Oh, you missed the
I'm so glad.
Shingoistic party last night
I'm
at the
so
post race.
glad. I'm so glad I missed that. But what do you guys? What's a measure of success for you for like this team, I guess, because obviously it's not your strongest, like still strong marathon runners, but not the strongest you could send. Whereas, you know, for a lot of other countries, you are probably sending near on your strongest athletes. What is it? A top 20? Is it a top 10? Is it a personal best? Like, what do you look at? Because your metric is so high compared to other countries.
For these guys, I think it's a top 10.
Yeah.
You know, multiple finishes would probably be the A+ day from this crew. You know, it is worth noting, maybe this is a hot take, maybe I'll get roasted for this, but, you know, over the last couple of years, the American women's marathoners have just been better than the men.
Yeah.
Like, they just have been much more competitive on the international scene. And while the men, you know, we went through like a little drought there in, you know, 2016, 17, 18, where like anybody not named Galen Rupp could not crack 2:10 to save their life. And we have definitely improved since then. You know, we've got these guys that, you know, can consistently get under 2:10, can run 2:08. You know, guys like Scott Fauble and Connor Mance have really performed well at majors. But there isn't that embarrassment of riches of people that are really medal contenders. You know, we could probably send any combination of you know, 5 or 6 women who would be sort of
In that
a legitimate
mix,
contender potentially on a good day, versus the men we don't quite have that top level talent.
I do also should note, and I don't think it's going to happen, but America needs some guys to run under 2:08:10 at some point here. If that doesn't happen, which they're not out to a slow start, so I've been outside. Maybe it's 40 degrees out there. But regardless of that, you can also get in on rankings.
Yeah.
And so for these guys, every single place matters. And, you know, there's a lot of points up for grabs in terms of the rankings because of the, you know, the category that is the World Championships.
Yeah.
So if these guys do, you know, maybe it's a medium fast time, but if you're fighting for 8th place or 9th place, like, that is significant potential ranking unlock that you still need to finish top 3 of the bunch at the Olympic trials, but really does open up the possibility of, you know, qualifying for the Olympics, which we still are slightly aware of.
I know we've talked about this before, and like my eyes just glaze over because I just can't envision a world in which we don't send 3 men to Paris in the Olympic marathon. But man, if we don't, like, that's gonna be embarrassing.
Why wouldn't you?
If we don't get qualifying spots,
We don't have 3. So the way that it works is
suck.
we're sitting and kicking, Mac. We need 3 guys to run under 2:08:10 or 3 guys within the quota. So that there's like the A standard of that. But then in World Athletics allows countries to reallocate the spots to anyone who's run under 2:11:30. So if you run under 2:11:30, then you're eligible to make the Olympics. But as a country, we need 3 guys to be within that ranking quota or 2:08:10. The idea being, hey, if he ran 2:08:10 and I've run 2:10, but I beat him at the Olympic trials, then like I'm good enough to go. It's honestly how I think it should work across all events. Like if a 3:33 guy is beat by a 3:35 guy at the Olympic trials, does that not say the 3:35 guy is good enough?
I will say, no disrespect to Kyle, who is a compelling and entertaining track and field analyst. I've listened to you explain that like 3 or 4 times now, and every time I'm just like, what? Okay, like I believe you. Like, people have to run fast. I get it. Like, it is.
Take my word for it. We got to run fast.
It's not complicated at all. I'm sure everyone understands.
Yeah, and speaking of running fast, it looks like the pack has caught Batashir for the first time.
Kibla got with a huge move.
I think he's just going for his bottle. I think he's trying to be the first guy into the water station, but we'll see what happens after this bottle pickup. If folks stay strung out or bunch back up, I would guess that they will pack back up once they have overtaken Batashir. But at least from the angle we were watching there, it looked like he was.
That was a surge.
This man looks very very concerned.
He's looking where his boy is.
Yeah.
Was there a World Championship trials
No, the way that the U.S. selects the World Championship team is more or less a descending order. To be eligible, you could finish in the top 5 at World Marathon Majors or course eligible, a certain course that are eligible. But for the most part, descending order in the qualification window, and not everyone decides to do it.
Yeah. David, I'm like kind of laughing because it's very like it seems very last minute, like the qualification process, and then it's like, all right, here's a descending order, and then they're like, all right, you guys have 24 hours to decide, and then so it's like a frantic sort of commitment to do this race.
I guarantee, maybe not guarantee, I highly suspect that for some of these races.
Oh no! He's done the string.
Oh, Badosheer's
cramping already.
Oh
right
no!
No,
He'll finish.
Oh,
No, he
brutal.
Well,
He's actually pulled his string.
Oh, you know he's running hard if you're pulling your hamstring in a.
the experience of a 41-year-old marathoner wasn't coming through there this morning, was it?
That would have been glorious.
Get the gel into you, boy.
He's walking. You can do it.
Gonna need
you
more
can
than
do
that,
it.
big fella.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing that always gets me, though. So he just ran like a 10K at, what was the split?
What's that? He's
31 something.
You know
He's
what?
done that every day. It's not like,
he
oh,
doing
he
that?
hasn't run a 10K in 30
He's going
minutes.
again. He's
That's-
running again.
That's exactly what I'm going to look like in 2 hours running the 6K.
Running the 6K, Mac.
I hope that I can start running again.
I started to say before Badashir engaged in his dramatics.
He's done.
No.
What's he doing? What does he have? He's something in his hand that he's rubbing on the
think
leg.
he's trying
He's
to
also rubbing it on his tights.
Yeah, no, he had something in a piece of.
gel, like a maybe like gel or
I
something.
mean, that's guts. I'd be
Does that
out.
work on the outside of your
Martine?
tights?
That's what I'm like. Wouldn't you have to
Yeah,
get it right on the muscle?
I'd
there?
like
But,
to know what little trick that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, he still looks.
Like
good for a
he's
guy who's on his
moving,
hamstring
he's still
twice.
There's only
moving
one
well,
person
it's
who
just
can
that
do
he keeps having to
that
stop,
and come
but-
back from it.
Yeah.
Sasan.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say him. I was.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the
Greatest
Stefano
redemption
Sana.
I've ever seen.
They have packed up again, and it's good to see. It looks like Elkanah Kabet is up in this lead pack. I'm trying to see who that is in the. Is that Chris Thompson for the Brits?
No. I don't. Is there? I don't think there's a Brit in it.
Who's the guy on the far
Yeah,
left?
I don't think there is. A lot of countries not fielding.
Oh no, that's
Norway.
Moen.
That's
Moen.
How come the US guys have a different singlet for the marathon compared to the track?
You get options in terms of what you want
Probably
to.
white for the heat, maybe.
Yeah,
We did
white
that.
for the
Yeah.
heat. Nico's wearing red. It's a little confusing that they're not all wearing the same color. That's
Oh,
for
what?
sure.
They got different singlets.
Yeah, Nico's wearing like the normal track one. I think you just get options in terms of what you want to wear. But
I'd be rocking the white. for
Yeah, I
sure.
think
white-
white
Yeah.
looks nice.
I
It's
like
good.
the white.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
they're
good.
cool.
There's Murad Amdouni, 2018 European 10,000 meter champ from France.
So you're talking about actual important things, David. I was going to come in with something real stupid.
No, go ahead.
What kind of visor situation? What do we think of that? Would you go half tights?
I'm splitties
Short
for
shorts?
Sure. Splitties.
Shafage.
I've gotten even just on long runs recently. I don't know if I'm just like getting thick or something, but like I've
There's something we need to tell you, but
My massage therapist the other day was like, "Have you
Strong
put
quads.
more muscle mass on your
Strong quads.
thighs?" I was like, "Yeah, thanks for noticing,
Yeah.
man." But no, I've gotten more chafing on my legs in long runs recently. So I've been always run half tights for marathons.
I was always once I go over 12 miles, I start to get chafage with split shorts, even though split shorts are my favorite. Half tights, they're good, but I feel that little pressure around the quad when you tire.
I don't
I'm
like
like,
them.
yeah, and they've gone so popular.
Yeah, they don't do a lot for me. I like the retro vibes. Like I'd have singlet tucked in, splitties, cap.
Mitch is gonna have one of those like
doing
those
it. I'd be-
70s.
I'd be
things
doing
that
I like
it all.
the
I'm thinking
neck.
like Dave Waddle 800.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm going like real vintage.
I like the I like wearing sunglasses out running when it's hot, but the only problem is with the sunglasses is like the minute I start sweating, they just get fogged up, dirty, everything. I don't know how sometimes people kind of keep them on the whole way. I think the visor with the open head part is probably good because I think, one, you're obviously getting the sun is blocking it from the eyes, but also it prevents the sweat dropping as well a bit. So I'm thinking of rocking the visor. 36K
bring
today.
visors back.
I've got an Asics visor here today.
What is
Here we
it?
go.
What is this replay?
I don't know. That was weird. They just
I was trying to
slow-moed
see what was
the
going to
German
happen.
guy.
They cut to a slow-mo replay.
The boys from Israel sitting in there, they ran well last year in Eugene, didn't they?
I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, we're watching the a German channel stream, so
that makes sense,
highlighting the Team Germany here.
I was like, why are we
that's
talking
they
to that
were
guy?
focused on the German
No,
athlete.
Richard Ringer running for Germany.
You got to watch out for that last 200.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy.
last year, Teferi from Israel was 11th. And then Mugas was 25th.
Maybe was it the women then?
Lona Salpeter.
Okay, yeah.
Israel quietly, decently deep at the marathon.
And there's a big pack right now. At least through 10K, there were 46 guys between 30, 35, and 31 minutes. Right now, it looks like it's probably closer to like 30 guys, but that's a lot of people up front at this point. And it's still early, but they're 35 minutes into this race, and it's still a good number of contenders up there.
I bet running on this Mondo carpet feels super good on the body for like a second, right?
Yeah.
Well, we know for folks that are not in Budapest in person, the best part of running in Budapest is the little island thing in the middle of the river where they have track surface for 5K all the way around the island. It feels so good to run on.
It's a lot of pop in that stride right there
is,
by the
isn't there?
Mexican athlete, huh?
I'm impressed with the production quality here.
Yeah.
My expectations for marathon production are just so low now that
That's the benefit of
getting
it.
a steady cam is, it's pretty enjoyable.
This is, I imagine, a view from a go-kart.
You can see that it's a forerunner. Look at this. You can
there
see
you
it
go.
right there.
Yeah.
That's a fun job.
It's not some guy with a handheld camera that's,
Mitch, you were saying the Sydney Marathon, they're looking to get it as a major. Do they have to then host it a few times before it becomes a major? Or what's the story with that?
I don't know, because it's been running for a long time, but I think it might be how many entrants are in it, how much they can bring in revenue-wise, the athletes they can attract. Like, they're making a pretty big push for it. And to be fair, it is a beautiful marathon. Like, it's very scenic. You go under the Harbour Bridge. Obviously, you got the Opera House in the background, but I reckon a lot of it, and not to put any extra pressure on the Aussies that are there, but it might come down to how fast like Sinead and Brett do run at a home marathon. Like, I know Brett's had a bit of a calf niggle, but Sinead's super fit at the moment from what I hear. So if they can sort of pull it together, and I think there's a few Kenyans and a few Ethiopians that have opted to go down there as well. Like, they'd be getting good money to come down too.
When is it on?
It's on in a few weeks. So it's only 3 weeks away, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure. And then like Melbourne Marathon is a little bit after, but that won't ever become a major. But if they can get Sydney to be a major, like, that would be huge for Australia. And I mean, marathon running's really starting to pick up again in Australia. Like, we're going through a good era of it at the moment, both men and women. Like, Lisa was super impressive yesterday, the 16th. Sad we don't have any men here. Like, Pat Tiernan was meant to run, but I think he picked up a bit of an injury along the way. So hopefully he's doing okay. But a lot of guys now are starting to, like, it's really starting to get romantic again running the marathon. I think it was ugly in Australia for a little while. No one really wanted to do it.
If you run one, you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's how it works. That's the thing. Every time I watch it, I'm like, and they're like, they finish like, oh, what an experience. And I'm thinking, fuck that. Like, that looks so painful.
If there's one word that I would not use to describe a marathon, it is romantic.
Really? I don't know. Like, well, watching as a spectator, every time I watch it, I'm always like, oh man, that looks so epic to get towards the end and the euphoria in people's faces. But I'm sure the experience in it is like the furthest thing from romantic at all. You probably
People
like
always
hate
say
everything.
that, like everyone every year at Boston, they're like, oh, watching Boston just makes you want to run it. And I don't know if it's now that I've done a couple and I know how bad it can hurt when it goes bad. Like I'm always like watching for a marathon makes me want to never do a marathon ever again.
A marathon is something I have not had any buzz to run yet.
Yeah.
I think I like the halves because I think you get to experience that city vibe. I think that's what's the coolest thing about half marathons is just the openness of the road. It's almost like a city running tour.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You have the whole road to yourselves, but the marathon is it's a different grind, isn't it?
100%. I think as distance runners, though, you've got to do one day.
Yeah.
Like, you got to clock it off.
Yeah.
So we got Joshua Billette up at the front here for Kenya. One of the, I would say, like the less credentialed Kenyans in the field. He's run 2:04:30. He was second at the Hamburg
I
Marathon
love that segue. Like he has zero credentials.
trash.
He's run 204.
JV squad. Yeah, he'd be the American record holder if he was American. But no, he looks like he's running pretty easy. Like he's not hammering to keep it honest. So it'll be interesting to see, if he's just up there because that's where he landed in this giant pack, or if he's feeling good trying to make this thing quick. That's is that a Moroccan up front next to him?
I don't know. I was thinking that. Who's the guy in
They
like
would
the
have-
tie-dye singlet?
Oh yeah, true. Actually,
What country is that?
I feel like Morocco would have at least the name Morocco on the singlet.
Oh, all right.
Is it Algeria?
Algeria.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm thinking the green and red, maybe.
Yeah, I will say not to continually harp on the lack of live results, but they used to be every K, and now they're really only updating every 5K right now. So
It doesn't seem that Nico or Zach are currently in this pack. I mean, at 10K, there was a little bit of distance between them.
Do we know what kind of current pace they're on?
Haven't had the update since the
Okay.
10K, but just about 2:10 to 11 pace, which they're making look very comfortable.
Yeah.
Which I guess it is if you're running 8 minutes slower than you're capable.
I believe that cotton candy looking tie-dye singlet is
Rwanda.
That's sick.
I believe that is John Hakizimana. Oh, good morning, sunshine.
Chris is up.
Chris maybe either just woke up or hasn't been to sleep yet. We're not quite sure. Oh my God! All right, our field correspondent Chris Chavez is cooking up here. He's gonna start sending in some reports from the course any minute now. What do we think? Looking at him coming in. Yeah.
Get a move on.
Is he up early this morning or is
There
he
we
up
go.
late the night before? I can't tell. Have you slept, Chris?
God.
Check how many podcasts were produced last
Yeah.
night, and I'll tell you how.
Yeah. Did you really edit it? Oh my God. No one will ever know unless they watch the YouTube video what I actually said on the air.
Is there an advantage to being from a country with a letter that starts with A?
Oh, I was thinking the
run me
opposite.
through
I
that.
think the advantage is being in a country that's at the end because you can just, well, everyone else slows down. You can just get out front and just get to the end of the table.
Zimbabwe out with
Yeah.
a huge advantage in
The
this.
sponges are out, baby. They are using those sponges that we saw in the women's race yesterday to cool off. We've got the Ugandans all working together up at the front here with the Rwandan and 2 Kenyans. We'll
Like I
see.
was pleading for someone to share a bottle with him.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Please.
anyone's seen that.
I take issue with people who just drop the sponges or bottles just at their feet.
At the feet, yeah.
Rather than giving it a little toss.
Yeah, because every time you come
Dangerous.
around, unless maybe they have people that are trying to clear off the sponges, but
Oh no,
each
that
time
guy
around-
just did.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
He's just dropped it straight down.
Maybe it's a strategy. He's Mario Karting it.
I ran Amsterdam half marathon last year, and it's on after the full. And when you pass the water stations, like for about a quarter mile, the road was just cups.
Yeah,
And
just
it's like,
everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like you're slipping on them, and it's torture. But Rory Lineker there,
tapping
Canada.
Chris in for a second. Say
There's,
good morning.
We have Joshua
Sit
Billette
down.
still back at the lead. He's clearly full of run this morning. And then there's 3 Ugandans in the lead pack. There's also right behind them 3 Eritreans all working together as well. So there's clearly some high hopes in the team competition.
Do we
in
think
this race?
Do we think this is a move or the move right here?
I'll move.
This is a move, but it's interesting that he twice now has been the guy kind of up front. So it's clear that he's either feeling good right now or he has very specific instructions from the Team Kenya coaches to keep things honest.
4609 15K split. I do want to note that the championship record from last year in Eugene is 205 39
Crazy. Because
or 36.
what did 4th place get last year?
4th place last year
11s, right?
20709.
Yeah, to run 207 and not come away with a medal at World Championships is bananas.
It's ridiculous.
Or to run 207 and finish 11th as Teferi did last year, which is also bananas.
This is the part of the course where it's the toughest. There's just no shade cover whatsoever. Even when you're coming back on the other side, like this is where Mitch and I watched one of the Spanish women just hobble off the course, and
Yeah.
it was
She was not well.
not well.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Chris,
I was gonna go out on the course, but
you're
you know,
47 minutes in, 15K. This is you out here. What's your mindset?
this is the race of my life. Like yeah, honestly, like I've never run that fast. My mindset, and if I was up at this point, it's just like it's a grind. You just gotta. I don't know. There's sometimes it's like you have to be watching everyone and trying to call people's bluffs. These surges into the water station is it's just. But that's what comes with practice at major marathons like the New York City Marathon. It's being able to read what other people are doing. And so I think that's what maybe a lot of these guys are distracting themselves with right now. I'm loving Abdi Nageya's crop top that he's
We'd
essentially-
love
Yeah.
to see a crop top.
I was gonna say you guys are asking what you'd be wearing. I'm crop top
Crop top
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like 2016 marathon trials, Galen Rupp with the holes in his singlet. We'd see more of that, but I guess people are very respectful of like
That's
their,
what I want to know.
their kids.
Tucked it up.
Oh,
It's just-
he's going
got
even
a full
higher.
Shirtless baby.
Just
are
take
we
it
allowed
off.
to show that?
Yeah, we're gonna need a censor bar on this broadcast soon.
I mean, I actually got to spend some time with Abdi Nageya when I took a trip out to Kenya 2 months ago. He's been bopping around from Kenya to Ethiopia, training a bunch, and he's got a phenomenal story as someone who grew up in Somalia, spent some time just as escaping some of the struggles there, and so to see what he's accomplished in addition, so he was at first, I believe, starting to train with like Mo Farah. I think was like the first guy who really took him to a new level, and then from there has trained with Eliud Kipchoge's group. Now he's just kind of like a solo guy. Yeah, I mean, he's got the Olympic. Is it silver or bronze? I always get it confused because that was such a tight race. Remember, this
Abdi
was the
got-
moment where
I
Abdi
think
was waving
Abdi
in.
got silver and he got bronze, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, Abdi Nageya got bronze,
Sorry,
or Bashir
Bashir
Abdi?
Abdi,
Yeah,
I think got
so many
silver.
Abdis in the marathon scene. Abdi Nageya? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Abdi Nagaya got silver.
It's impossible for us to ever look things up. You just got to go off memory.
Or go off the chat.
Early on vibes.
Is Elkanah Kabet rocking the A6 Edge or are those the Sky Plus? What are we looking at? Have we gotten a close up? Matt, can you talk to World Athletics to see if we can get a zoom in?
When you're going over this bridge on the left, there's a cool Starbucks.
Chris, you might have missed this, but we learned this morning that when Mac tells World Athletics to do something, they do it because it was only moments after he complained about the lack of splits that we got them on screen. I was also just distracted by and looking up Abdi Nagay. For whatever reason, I don't know if this is like Twitter, Google's thing or my thing, but the second thing that comes up, so I got Abdi Nagay net worth, and then Abdi Nagay Bashir Abdi. So
Sure.
is this guy secretly rich? Like,
Extremely accurate, I'm sure. At 15K, Zach Panning was in 43rd, 22 seconds behind the leader. And Nico Montañez was 47-14, 65 seconds behind. So
right next to Rory Linkletter from Canada / BYU.
When you see some American athletes where they are at this point in the race, it's a decision. You know, like that. It's not that
You don't want to go with that lead pack and suffer the consequences. You're playing the game. You're playing the Lindsey Flanagan game.
Rwanda.
Hoping folks fall off and
Best kit.
You
It's
can
a
go
really
after
cool
them.
kit for
Yeah.
Rwanda.
I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah, Abdi's really committing to the crop top to freshen himself up out there.
You know what else is ridiculous out there? And I feel like I'm really ragging on World Athletics, but those the mystifiers that they have where they cool them off, they've only got one of those in a 10K
You
loop.
and I commented on that when we were
like,
walking
how
past
they
it.
don't have more than one of those is
14
obscene
would be
to me.
nice.
Yeah, but like particularly in that part that we've talked about where it's just pure sun, like
Yeah,
give them a
instead
break somewhere.
they have it on the, this is kind of, I think, why no, this is not the part where they turn around. But that final 5K stretch is
Yeah,
so much
you're
more
like,
shaded, and to put the misters
Why would
there,
you have it there? I agree.
I felt like the Doha course was just nothing but misters.
Yeah, it's just all mist.
Well, it was also 9 degrees at midnight in Doha.
We need more umbrellas out there. Like, give me a 10K loop all under gigantic umbrellas.
What about air conditioning?
I tried to convince Vin at Oregon to put up 100 pop-up tents around the track so we didn't have to run in the rain every damn day. And I can't believe that he didn't do it.
Yeah.
What do we make of the water stations being?
That's an interesting move from Kissa. He is
interesting. That's such a
putting water on his knees with a water bottle.
Yeah,
My
but
knees
he's
are
like,
so hot.
but he's like, he's ruining his stride pattern.
And you would think that of all the parts of your body to be overheating, like your extremities are not generally what you're worried about, but
I had a thought, but then I forgot it.
He
now.
can't be keeping
come
a
back
lot of
on
water in his hand.
It will come back.
Right there, right?
yeah. Also, why not just like pour the water bottle over your lower half instead of doing the manual reallocation?
I got an email from World Athletics yesterday. I think all the media people did. It's saying like nominate like what is like the sportsman moment of the meet so far, and I was like, oh, I forgot that they do that. And it's like it's kind of an advantage to the athletes who haven't competed, where it's like, you know what, I may not come away with a gold medal, but I can still win the best sportsman moment. And so each time I see a water station, I'm on the lookout. I was like, all right, who's gonna win the sportsman award here? It's like who's sharing a bottle?
Who did you submit, Chris?
No, I haven't made a pick or anything yet.
What's the backwash situation with sharing these bottles?
I think you just don't worry about it.
My comment was going to be like the water bottles are not open, so it's on the athletes to open.
Well, you got to open the lid
themselves.
yourself.
Yeah,
It's a bit stiff.
it's like that's wasted time.
What if you're exhausted as well? Sometimes those lids are hard.
Yeah,
It is
the
interesting.
sportsman
And he's
award
trying-
is
he's
passing
trying to-
it over to the
yeah,
next guy.
the
Like,
next guy's
open
like,
this
"Get
one
it,
for
yeah."
me.
So
Take
at
it back,
London
son.
this year, we're used to at American marathons, like they have the cups out for everybody. You know, they'll have like the paper cups of water, Gatorade, or Noon or whatever. Sorry, we have to stop plugging brands for free. But But London, they just only had in the entire course. They only had like little twist off water bottles, which was so. I'm like, first of all, there's gonna be caps everywhere. It's gonna be carnage out there. But then also, I was like, surprised that they didn't have any sort of just like handheld. The other thing that was funny is I was spectating London. I was not racing, and
What a beautiful rooftop they have there.
isn't that the baths?
No.
Nah.
Figure out where that is because I would like to go there before we
would like
leave.
to go
I
to
think it's
there.
just across. I think it's straight across the river from where we are right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's just on the right side of that hill.
Oh, hold on. Is this the dancers?
Oh, we missed the dancers.
Imagine like getting up at 5:30 a.m. You're like, I gotta go dance.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Marathon.
That's not.
Sweetie, make sure my alarm goes off. I gotta get up. I gotta go do the dancing.
That's not how you
marathoners.
feel. That's not how you feel right now, Kyle.
explaining that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when the elevator opened up, you were like, I
We-
can't believe
we
we have to go
practice our
dance.
coordinated
We're both
dance.
performing. Yeah.
We're gonna go out there and do our dance after this.
I gotta go dance. They need me.
No, but the funny thing about London was, like Boston, New York, these huge endeavors. You know that they're spending like weeks in advance. I was out at London and the race had already started, and I was at like mile 9, and they're still like unloading the trucks of water bottles together. I was like, guys, they're coming.
Look at that guy.
The people running on the sidelines is always my favorite because like there's gonna be a light pole at some point that gets in someone's way.
That guy was
Be a
maxed
scooter.
out
So-
as well.
So I was gonna go out on the course just now, but then I took one step outside just to see what it was like. I said no.
You reckon? I reckon it's cooler than yesterday.
Really?
You don't think?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I just don't think we got exposed to the sun as much.
Yeah, true. We did spend a bit of time in the shade in the end.
We I've got a 6K to run after this. I can't be on my feet too long.
Are you all doing it?
I think there's like a good bunch. Mac, you're doing it, right?
I picked up
For the win?
Our
He's in
ASICS
his
friends
recovery
work.
slots right now.
Our ASICS friends work way too hard to get us entered for us not to run.
Yeah.
I picked
So-
up 10 bibs yesterday, so I better see 10 CITIUS staff and friends and family.
Is it a rivalry between you guys? Like who's going to come out on
Who do you
top?
wait? But without any context whatsoever, who do you think is going to come out on top? Be the top CITIUS
well,
finisher?
I can't remember who I was. I think I might have said this to Chris on the course yesterday. I literally grew up watching Mac win NCAAs. So
He grew up watching that.
my heart.
This is a Shelly Ann moment
my
all over
heart-
again.
Yeah, my heart wants to say Mac just because.
How disappointed were you when you met me?
Yeah. No, I was beaming. I was shaking. I was like, I can't believe it. It's Oregon Mac, but
My God,
I want to say
God,
Mac.
he's bigger now than.
No, I want to say Mac. He's got that killer instinct. But I don't know. Like you seem pretty fit because you're training for a marathon. Chris is a write-off. I don't think Chris is going to get anywhere near it.
Thank you.
If you were to look at
maybe
my
Carl?
Strava, you'd think that maybe I forgot my login. So
I'm going to back you, Mac.
I love the idea that like there's definitely like pretty serious running fans out there that, as Mitch said, grew up watching Mac win NCAAs and now love CITIUS, love our content, but have never put together the fact that Mac, the guy who does the CITIUS videos, and two-time
It's
NCAA
usually the high
champion
school
Mac
kids.
Fleet are the same person.
You were saying that yesterday.
It's
I
the
was
high
in
school
disbelief
kids
by that.
Who are just like, it's the fast camera guy from City.
Get educated.
but also don't know that like Kyle ran either. Like,
Yeah.
At indoor nationals this year, Kyle? Did you run in college?
No way. That's just that's just
okay.
disrespectful.
My favorite.
Hey, I got a really fun text just now. Dina Kastor is tuning in and watching right now.
Oh hell yeah!
And so Dina said, "Good morning, sunshine." I guess it's after I joined the broadcast. Cooling. This is, I guess, a comment on the cooling thing.
All right.
Where we saw, was it Stephen Kissa?
Yeah. She's in Mammoth. It's 10 p.m. there.
Cooling with water
Dina,
is a critical
you
percentage
don't
in the
watch
hot marathon process. Head, wrists, and back of the knees, and avoid soaking shoes, which could cause chafing. Also, if CITIUS doesn't win the 6K, I'm unfollowing you.
All right.
Pressure's
Pressure's
on, guys.
on.
Pressure's on.
How do we get Dina in the booth and not on the car for her commentating jobs? Because she needs to be in the booth.
I think Dina's fantastic.
I think we'd say that Dina has an open invite to join any sort of CITIUS broadcast.
Yeah,
if she
my
wants.
buggy buddy, because we were both on the lead carts of last year's New York City Marathon.
Well, she deserves to be in the booth.
Yeah.
The opposite of people asking if Kyle ran in college was someone asked Johnny Gregoric at the ASICS group run the other day if he ran the media 800.
Ooh, that's rough.
No
That is
way.
rough.
What's wrong with people?
We're seeing a little bit of a surge here again into the water stations.
Yeah, I think that's just mostly just to spread it out. So the Ugandan guys are I was saying earlier, they're at the end of the line, so they just got to get out in front and not get tripped up by anybody else.
Mitch, how cool was this? We saw the water stations yesterday that were divided by country, and it's also a who's who of coaches.
Yeah, legit.
Handing out the bottles. It was like Patrick Sang was handing out.
Yeah,
like,
there's
the
some big
Kenyan
dogs on
bottles.
those water stations. You can just walk
Andrew
right on by.
Kastor was handing out the Team USA bottles.
It is cool, and I know we talked about the sportsmanship stuff, but I love watching people share bottles and like really get around one another. You can see who isn't liked amongst the field either when they don't share bottles. You're like, oh, that guy's a straight dog. But I mean, this is the thing. This is what I was saying earlier. At some point, everyone has to realize the East Africans are going to switch on, and you can see now it starts to gap a little bit. The Norwegian man for Europe over there, David, he's starting to hold on. The Japanese as well. They got a rich history and distance running. So if they can keep one up there, they're always a threat. But I feel like now we're going to see it really. It's going to open up. It's over an hour now.
I keep thinking the Norwegian guy is Galen Rupp just because he's got the.
Got that
look.
vibe. Yeah, he's got that
on
look
him
and the
right
white singlet too.
So you see one thing to notice, a couple of these Ugandan guys still holding onto their bottles. One of the hardest things for me to practice in fueling is not dropping the bottle as soon as you take. So you don't actually get that much of the bottle in, all things considered. Like you're running too fast and you take a sip, you take a second sip, and then you're like, this is heavy, fuck this, I'm just gonna drop it. But you really should try to get as much of it in as possible. And so one of the things that I'll practice when I'm doing those like long simulation style long runs is like hold the bottle for longer than you think you need to. Hold it for like one more minute after this, because it's really the instinct to just get rid of it is so strong, but you need to drink more than you think you need to in that split second. So seeing the guys who are holding onto the bottles longest in this pack, that's a pro move right there.
Kipla got a lot of extra movement in his stride. He moves quite a bit with his head.
He's tall too.
Side
He's towering over some of these other guys.
He's got the forward lean going.
So through 20K, just to get an idea of where some of the Americans are. So you have Elkanah
Kibet in that lead pack.
Still very much in it, 4 seconds technically back, but he is attached. Then Zach Panning is in 39th. He's 26 seconds off. And then Nico is in 59th, and he is 95 seconds back. And then I just saw Rory Linkletter, trains in flag. The Canadian is in 50th. He was 68 seconds back. So just get an idea of where everyone is.
Oh, okay. And it's a total of how many runners?
82 currently. We'll see
Big pack
what that
up
is
front.
at the end.
Is the Olympic marathon more or less?
It would be more.
More.
Yeah, I reckon. It depends on qualifying and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is a stricter target field size, right? Or is it the EU? The United Nations or EU?
He's just rooting for peace and unity.
It's like a
Sportsmanship guy.
The guy from who wears the regular NFL hat, the logo. Who is it? Rob.
No one knows what you're talking about, Chris.
So
Go on, no, keep going. Nearly there.
It's gonna come back to me. Someone in the YouTube chat, if they're up at this hour.
Sound
Dina.
off. So this Japanese guy Yamashita who's up front, who looks really comfortable right now. Like he probably looks the most relaxed of anybody in this lead pack here. He's run 2:05. He got 7th at Tokyo this year. he's the real deal.
Yeah.
And he's definitely the kind of guy that on a good day could factor into the medals. And for folks that maybe don't follow Japanese running as closely as American running, this is all they care about. Like the marathon is the absolute top priority. Kyle and I have both spent time in Japan racing with the Ekiden crew, and it's
A week.
so funny.
We spent a week, guys. It wasn't like a significant.
Yeah, we spent years. No, but
That's time.
We spent time.
That's
we
time.
spent
it's so
time.
fascinating.
12
how
years ago. I spent time.
these guys. Okay. These guys will like not give two shits about their track BBs. Like the best university teams in Japan, they have like 10, 12 guys that can run 1340 in the 5K, and it couldn't be less relevant to them. Like they just want to get to the marathon as soon as they possibly can.
They're a deep country in terms of distance. Also, like their juniors coming up, they're breaking a lot of junior national records and like on the track in the 1500 5K. I mean, I like the fact that in Japan, their system is company based. So they're getting jobs based on how well they can run distance. Like that's crazy to think in context of the rest of the world. So,
and they go to the marathon so young. They because the biggest Ekiden in Japan is a 20K leg. The guys that are on the university teams, like 20, 21 years old, most of the top guys have definitely run halves, and a bunch of them have run marathons by the time they're still in college.
It's funny, they seem to have the depth on the sprints right now in the marathon, but not maybe quite
yeah, in the midsection.
Yeah, for folks on the broadcast, maybe to hear, Dave was saying that they don't have quite the middle distance depth that they have at the sprints and the marathon. And I remember they've sent a couple milers to the BU meets to get their national records in the mile and 1500.
Ethiopian coach on the sidelines is really holding his own, and he's been
Put him
running
in.
quite a bit.
Moving.
Hey, yesterday, Mitch, you and I noticed the Moroccan fans were
Big
running
flag.
with a huge flag for a
Yeah.
while, and that was at one point, she was, I think, still like 6th or 7th in the race.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the extra little bit
A
of
little edge.
motivation. Yeah.
It would. There has to be something said about people on the sidelines, surely, right? Like I think, but I swear when she came past as well, we were like, oh man, she's good effort to be 5th, and then all of a sudden she came back down the road, and we were like, wait a minute, like did we miscount, or is she about to get up and get a medal? But that was the biggest. Outside of being in America, I remember some of those flags you guys have in America are huge. But that's the biggest flag I've ever seen outside of American shores, and it will do across the line. So maybe late we'll start seeing some rogue flags, and the greatest kid of all time, the tie-dye out there. Maybe we'll see some tie-dye flags get moving.
So this guy out front here, Andrew Rotich Komoe from Uganda, he is not a proven factor at all. He's 22. He ran his first marathon this year. He ran 2:07 in Milan. He's a total X factor. He does not have a long resume to boast at all. And again, it's obviously early. They just passed halfway, and we'll get some of those splits.
105.02.
But like we could, if you have a guy in the race, that's 30 and he runs 2 marathons a year for the last 6 years, you have a good sense of what to expect. But like this guy, Komoe, he's only run. They're showing we're on the German stream, and they're showing the German bottles, and Johannes Machman, Iona grad, a friend of ours, of mine. I don't know if you guys know.
No, yeah, he trains right behind me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's, you never know if this is like, we're watching the debut of the next great marathoner, because he just doesn't have as much of a long resume to boast yet.
I mean, this is the opportunity where you get people to know your name. You come in here, maybe run a mid-major marathon before you finished in the top 3 in a fast time, but how many guys are going to run 205, 206 throughout the year? It's impossible to keep track at this point.
I'm just laughing because you said mid-major, meaning like a Hamburg or a Rotterdam, but I was picturing you meaning it in like the Gen Z sense of like you run a pretty mid-marathon.
No, yeah. Mid-major as in like a American East Conference. But you come here now, all of a sudden you have a big performance. This is something that really propels a career forward potentially and separates what is a gigantic pack of East Africans who are running similar times, and sometimes it's like, how do you differentiate a 205 on one course versus a 206 in another? Well, if you win or medal at Worlds, all of a sudden you've proven how you differentiate yourself.
Form check right now. 110 into the race. Who looks the best?
Looks the best. Let's
Japanese
I
guy
was
for
gonna say,
me.
keep an eye on Hashimata. Is that his name? But the 205 guy in the middle of the pack there, he looks just so relaxed. And it is worth noting that Cabet has just been like
Chilling.
stuck in the back, kind of the mid back of this pack here. He looks really strong.
That's
Looks
Lul.
good, whoever it is.
That's Lul Gebrselassie that Matt is pointing out.
He's running like 203.0.
That's my pick right now. I think he looks best.
He was 4th in London, so
This sort of shot is so misleading because that looks like I could be in that pack right now. And then they run past you and you blink and they're gone.
see. Oh, there's the treadmills on the side.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't? Have you seen the dancers yet?
We
didn't see them live. Yeah.
I saw them very briefly.
Some weird
I like
attractions.
that they stick the treadmills right out in the sun. They're like, let's see if we can give some.
This is the
spectator
grind
heat
bit though.
stroke as well.
This sun now lasts for like a K.
Yeah.
And they've just got to like just grit their teeth.
Okana looks good. Come on, baby.
And I think
Nagaya, just chilling. Watch for him.
There's guys in this pack
Watch
that would
this
have never
space.
seen the front either. They've just been able to benefit from just sitting in amongst the crew and not like breaking wind or anything, but not having to think at all. Like the Norwegian's still on that outside shoulder as well. The former European record holder you were talking about earlier, he looks pretty good. So
This is a pretty so far thrilling marathon. Kind of good when like
If you have to ask if it's thrilling or not, I would say it's setting up to be
it's
thrilling.
setting up to be thrilling. Partly because I guess like there is no Kipchoge, there's no Evans Chibet. This is literally anyone's ball game.
Yeah, well, one guy who's kind of center screen right now, kind of just chilling in the middle of this pack, is Isaac Mfopu from Zimbabwe, who got 10th last year. He set a PR in Eugene. Clearly has that sort of that championship experience. Will be very interesting to see. You don't see Zimbabwe on any marathon podiums too often these days. So.
Well, it's just the advantage that Zimbabwe has by being so late in the alphabet, and
yeah,
the
that he
ease
gets
of
to get
grabbing
out
your
and
water
get his.
bottles. It's really
Ahead
the
of the game.
difference. Kiplagat was doing like a full 180 turn, saying something to his teammates, and it's just
Anyone else really hot right now? That's
Are you want to go to the Ruin Bar after this?
oh, there is the United Nations, or that's the EU flag. Yeah, so the guy was running an EU shirt before.
so still just hovering right around 5-minute pace. If that's their default, when they get going, we're going to see
a major blow up.
not only major blow, but like the move off of 5-minute pace. Like what we might see some 4:30s, like a hard to really break away. Like the longer and longer that we're waiting here, that final split that it's going to take in order to open up this pack is going to be a hard move, and it's going to be sudden. I don't think this is going to be like a slow grind here.
There's the Moroccan flag.
There we go. That's
So,
that's a mini one though compared to yesterday.
Far left, Welde, the German guy in the red hat. So he was Eritrean by birth and became eligible to represent Germany last fall. So this is his World Championships debut for any country. He got 11th at Berlin last year. He's only run 209, so he's not like the stud PB, but we think a lot about like the U.S. teams getting top 10 finishes being like a big accomplishment. A German guy getting in the top 10 would be a huge performance from that country.
There's a DJ right in front of this.
Watching the German
Hungarian
stream
Opera House.
has
Has
shifted
its
our
advantages,
allegiance.
Well, careful about shifting allegiance.
Up the Germans.
If you show me enough slow-mo shots of runners from any individual country, like I will cheer
Hang
for
out
you.
with Sam Parsons long enough, you will become a German fan.
For those tuning in right now and doing like a little dual screen action, we are on our side of things about 1 hour and 15 minutes into competition, just in case you're wondering what we're looking at exactly. I don't know if that's a couple seconds behind a live. Okay.
So this Kiplagat, the past couple water stations he's done this, like he really gets out to a little bit of a lead coming out of the water station. I don't know if it's that he's worried about getting tripped up. He's trying to get his gel off his bottle.
The rubber
that
band's
thing
too
is
tight.
taped there. But clearly he is trying to stay out of traffic in that bottle zone. Oh, that was
interesting way of having.
He's shotgunning that thing. What's going on?
Well, I think so. That wasn't a gel. I think that was a salt tab that he was taking. So I think what he's trying to do is,
wow, it looks like he's shotgunning.
He's trying to get the salt tab in before he drinks. Damn. But yeah, it did look like he was about to just crush a brewski with the boys.
They're seeing the weakness and reattaching themselves to Kiplagat as he struggles.
Well, I don't think because he's done this 2 or 3 times now. Like I don't think he's trying to make a move. I think he's more just trying to stay out of traffic in that I keep wanting to say mix zone, but the bottle zone.
Mm. You know, the other thing about this course is that when you get back in towards Hero Square, that road looks like, if you're rigging, like if you blow up, that thing's going to look like an eternity. It is really daunting. There's no turns. There's nowhere to hide. Like if you are in the pain cave, that would be incredibly daunting. So like there's a few twists and turns over the back end, but that's about it. Once you get back onto that main stage, like I could imagine that would be really difficult. And I kind of like the Kiplagat move, to be honest. Like it's a little bit, I find it a bit of a mental game, right? Like he can get out a little bit further ahead. He pushes that pace just a little bit more, like sort of tempts these guys into bringing him back. Like look at him now. He's just going to slot straight in that pack. I'm sure when he gets back around to the bottle situation, he's going to be back out in front again. Like it's not like a tempo thing, but I feel like it just challenges, I guess, the comfortability of this pack, which is now broken up. By the way, there's bodies dropping off towards the back here now, so this will be a crucial part of the race.
The Italian now making a big move. That's Johannes Cipanelli. Still only getting 25K splits, but you can tell here. Just I don't need splits to tell you that this is a move. And now we are getting to the point in the race where any move might be the move. The decision to respond or not. And it looks like Hekazamana respects it.
Yeah. Have to prove that he's the real deal.
See, this move excites me a lot more than the Mongolian at the start of the race. Like, you start to look at and you go, okay, they disrespect him too much at this part of the marathon. You know, that can be hard mentally. Like, you know, that invisible elastic band that distance runners sometimes talk about, the tension of it. You let that snap at like 30K. What do they say? Like the marathon starts at 30K, not as someone who's run one, but you know, you let it snap around here. It could be hard to peg back. So it's interesting to see who's going to pick this up. They're going to string out now. They'll just go in a single file almost.
Johannes from Italy, his last marathon was not a good one. You know, he was in Seville. He ran 209, which, like, on paper, 209, he was 23rd. Like, you know, that's not for a guy who's now leading the world championship marathon at this point in the race. You're not pumped with 23rd, but he did have a great tune-up, winning in Latvia a half in 101 beforehand when, you know, obviously still in heavy training a few weeks before this race and tapering, getting the fresh legs. So to go out and run well, looks good. He's got fresh legs now. You do have to respect it, but maybe like the other 22 guys in Seville are sitting there looking at him. Yeah. Though that's the chase back. They're like, I beat this guy before.
I dusted this guy. I don't know though. The marathon's an event where you can just have a day. I feel like, and you can make, like you said earlier, you can really put yourself in the conversation of, I mean, you get a world champs medal. This sport is purely based on resume and majors. And you do something like that, you sort of open yourself up to a lot of doors. So
looks like that move was the one that may have dropped Elkanukabat. I don't see. Is that him with the hat? Does he have a hat on right now?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I think he might have got dropped on that one. So
surprisingly, few hats and few sunglasses in this lead group.
Yeah, I don't know how you could be out there today with the sun and the eyes like that. We were just talking about the Germans, like, and they don't even probably have their, like, you think about it, they don't have Richard Ringer here, they don't have Amanal Petro, so they still have a.
What I did see from, like, it's good you bring that up because they're interviewing them on this broadcast, the coaches. In the cooler, they had a couple hats in there too. I mean, we saw that in 2016, of course, famously with Galen Rupp swapping hats every 5K station.
Put the sponge underneath the hat, weren't they?
Sponge and ice. Yeah.
Guys, guess who's moving up? Zach Panning. He's now in 33rd. He's only 18 seconds behind.
Wow.
The lead.
Yeah.
In 33rd. Geez, that's pretty close together.
It's pretty close together, but also Zach went out.
You see him. There he is.
Went out super conservatively, and
he's got the hat.
He's got a hat on.
So
do not sleep on him. Nico's currently in 60th.
When you think about the heat out there, like, and Zach and all these lads are, on a good weather-wise day, they're able to run, sort of 5-minute miling, 5 to 5:05 minute miling for a marathon. But, like, you go out there today, like, running 5:30 pace for a few miles is going to drain you. So,
100%.
like, I definitely think, like, that's the way to approach it. Just you have to. It's almost be annoyingly slow on yourself at the start, so that first of all, you're getting through it. Mentally, it's not breaking you down as much, and secondly, like, you're just, you're not going to be dehydrated or killing yourself. So maybe, hopefully this is a good tactic by him, and we see him continuously to move up.
You do get to a certain point where it's like, all right, I can race now, right? Like, there's that point in a marathon where you can sense the finish line. You feel good. You're like, well, all right, I fueled well enough that I can see how much fitness I have left. You get over that hump. I don't think they're quite there yet, but somewhere after, around 30K, you do sense like, all right, I survived. Yeah. Now I'm having a good one. Let's close it down.
I'd be fascinated to know, though, because you're right. Sometimes it's a metric of a distance. You're like, oh, once I've got to 30, I feel good. But when you've got 4 laps, 10K loops, are you thinking breaking it down by lap? You're breaking it down by, like Chris, we were out there. They mark it out really well how far you're into the race as well. Like, I wonder whether someone like Zach is saying he's starting to pick it up, whether he's going like, all right, if I feel good with, 10K to go, I get that bell lap. Maybe he can really let it rip. But I think he's run it pretty intelligently, to be honest, because if anything's to go by and the race walks to go by, there's going to be some catastrophic blow-ups in the final 12 kilometers. So he could put himself in the teens or in a really good spot.
What current pace are we on here?
The most recent.
Get that Cool Runnings pace calculator, which was actually shut down not that long ago.
I'm pretty invested in this hat versus sunglasses battle we have going on here. There's 2 sunglasses versus 1 hat left in the lead group.
Hold on.
Going one or the other is weird as well. Surely you go both. If you're going to wear sunglasses, you wear the hat as well. I don't know.
The heavy head.
They seem like a duo.
Oh, also, thoughts and prayers to our photographer, Justin Britton, out there, who sent us an update that he got hit in the head with a sponge.
Really?
Yeah.
You kind of welcome it, though, in this state.
Catching strays. Stray sponges.
They don't make much of an effort to throw it away out too far to the side, do they? Like,
well, I guess, like, in the masses, in mass participation marathons, like, it's a courtesy move to throw the cup immediately down in front of you so that it doesn't hit anyone over to the side. Here, these guys are tossing sponges left and right, tossing bottles left and right. The bottles always scare me, where it's like, man, you might
stand on that. And
someone
slip.
might roll an ankle here.
Yeah.
So they're like 2:08 high pace now. Since coming through the half, they have picked it up a little bit.
What's the Olympic standard?
2:08.10. Someone's gonna do it.
I think it's 2:08.5.
I think, David, you're wrong.
Can I just back to the whole
Think
kit
it's
thing?
like
This
weird.
this French guy out in front, that's how I'd want to be. But put a hat on him, and that's it.
Yeah, tucked in.
Yeah, and that's how I think I look when I run as well. He's so mechanically nice right now. He looks pure. And here's the Japanese man. I like watching the running mechanics, like seeing how people carry their arms and who's leaning forward, who's not. This French guy's taking the piss. He's having a look around.
Hey, Sunglass team really making a move.
Yeah,
here.
they're coming up. They're listening, Mac.
They did this format.
Yeah, they got a little. It's like cycling. The race director's in the air. They're like, "Hey, Mac likes that." Get up
Tamara
the
just
front.
hanging off the back. Someone that we need to keep a very close eye on, the defending champ. Is the decision to be in the back a decision, or is he the next one to go? I should have worn my Japanese shirt today.
Was out on the
Oh,
Hey, did anyone take a medium singlet? Because all that was left was a large, so I'm gonna be looking pretty baggy out there. Yeah, it's pretty big on me.
They're the dancers. They're out.
dancers.
Talk about a marathon.
have a go.
I can't believe they brought the Nick City dancers all the way out here just for this.
If you want the
only
best.
dancing for the sunglasses team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I want to see what Zach is up to right now.
was out in the island doing a run the other day, and
look at these kids.
in the distance I could see
Some
a
well
familiar
going
form powering towards me, Paula Radcliffe, and she was like not just doing a run, she was doing a session.
She was hammering.
She was hammering,
Yeah.
and she looks the same physique as she did back, in her heyday.
Just a superstar. I think they're staying out there.
What's that? Oh yeah, they are, because the British team, the Australians,
the
there.
Australians
Yeah,
are there.
that's right, the Kiwis.
Yep.
What would she have done for a marathon back in the day with the carbon shoes?
She
That'd
had
be-
all those
that'd be
foot
scary
issues
to
towards
think,
the end
right?
of her career. Yeah.
She would have been a high responder too.
I mean, there must be a drink station coming up because Kiplagat only gets to the front when he drinks involved. Otherwise, he's right at
He's
the
a
back.
thirsty boy.
Yeah.
Look at that huge flag. China?
Yeah. They learned from yesterday.
And we need a bigger flag.
The bigger the flag, the bigger the kick.
Oh, Kiplagat is moving.
Or is it Danielle Maucci?
Chris, you can take my Asics thing, the black one, because I'll wear the red one.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the red one. It fits better. Yeah. No, I've
Small's a little too tight on me.
I have a medium, but I'm happy to. It's a good excuse to wear the red one because I prefer the red one. So,
Thanks.
Perfect.
I can't think of
Good
a
over
better
there, Mac. Damn.
pregame
That. Suit you.
to our own race than being
Watching.
able to watch a marathon. Really get in the mindset.
Oh man, Mac is all in on Team Sunglasses now, rocking the Japan kit, and now he's
Get those
looking
Oakleys
for his
out.
own
Are they the
sunglasses.
sliders you got for the media race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mine are getting framed when I get home.
Champion.
No, I just got these because I have size 13 feet and they had another pair. I didn't run the Media 800.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You look good in the
Must be nice.
sunglasses in the Japan kit.
Thank you. Team Sunglasses all the way.
This race is opening up now. A little bit.
So once they hit the finish, now they have one lap. Does it remain? Yeah.
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 Hey, I really like the running in this city. For the 4 runs that I've gotten out to.
Yeah.
This whole
No,
entire
I think
time.
it's a very runner-friendly place to come and run, and
If I
I think.
lived out here, I'd be living on Margaret Island, basically.
And you can also the track there. It's one of the few tracks around that you can just pay your $3 to get on, and it's open from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. You could be on the track, do some speed work, jump out onto the track around the island, 5.5K loop, do some tempo work.
That's a good place to do a Michigan workout.
It's a dream.
Yeah, that's right.
Kyle, have you run the last couple days? I have not gotten out.
No, I don't run anymore. But you know who does run is Victor Kiblagat.
Nice.
So Kiblagat is
with the N.
yeah, he's actually a really good mountain runner. And you know, that's kind of how he started, it seems like his career. He kind of broke out on the mountains and then came down to the road. But in 2017, this is a world champion we're talking about here. I'm just saying he's got that
mountain runner.
Yeah, like
He's got strength, so
find me the list of athletes that have won a world mountain running championship and
must
a
be a
world
sick event.
marathon.
Oh,
so Kiblagat
Have you watched it?
potential
So the
here.
guys would be,
Pele
like, puking.
Could
Oh.
never actually no. He could
Bonking.
if he wanted to back in the day.
I was watching that World Mountain Running this year because I feel like I've often disrespected it, just been like, oh, can't be that hard. Man, I was watching it. I was like, that is, my quads hurt watching. Like, that is insane.
Yeah, I just pulled up this to confirm. You know who Victor Kiplagat's brother is? No. Jacob Kiplimo.
Wow.
Jeez. You would hate to have a family race at family reunions. That would be lethal.
Childhood games of tag must be
Yeah.
ruthless.
Yeah.
Still going. Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad I remember that fun fact from like 2 years ago, writing the lap count. So, I mean,
plug
Jacob
here.
Kiplimo wasn't able to make it to the World Championships, unfortunately, due to health issues, but we might still get a world champion in the family.
If you're on the YouTube stream right now watching this, you may have missed that fun fact if you're not subscribed to the Lap Count newsletter, track and field's #1 newsletter, dropping every Wednesday at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to subscribe at thelapcount.com. So there's multiple. Stephen Kiss is an actual marathon. Does he do mountain running too now?
Well, Uganda, I mean, Joshua Cheptegei's like famous workout is 5K uphill and then 5K downhill.
Oh, what just happened there?
What was that?
Is that Tamarat Tola almost took a tumble?
Was I not saying that yesterday? I hate when they run so close to the fence because one of them's going to kick one of those legs eventually one day, and you're not coming back from that. Like, you hit that.
Murad Amdouni after dropping out there from France. Wait, tell me more about this workout Cheptegei does.
He basically just does like a very steep 5K uphill and turns around, I believe, and does it downhill. And does like unbelievably fast on the down. Like it's, I think, very steep.
So you wonder what's the purpose in that? Of course, who was it? Arthur Lydiard had his old school one of where like I think it was a 2-mile loop where like it was, you know, the hill bounds up one side, easy along the top, smashed it downhill. I think Peter Snell has ran like, I want to say like a sub 150 on that and then strides along the bottom again. But yeah, you wonder, 5K downhill, you just think that does more damage on the body than good.
I mean, it sounds painful. My shins hurt thinking about it. Here he is. So this guy leading now?
Yashimada's
Japanese
That's
athlete?
good.
Yeah, no, Yamashita.
His form is sensational. He looks like he's breathing through his nose, man. He looks like he hasn't even been running. How's he doing that?
Dina Kastor texted me saying Uganda is disrupting the Kenyan-Ethiopian distance dominance from cross-country to the marathon.
Yeah, I do love the insertion of Uganda into the conversation.
It's fantastic.
I mean, we've seen it with Cheptegei and Kiplimo consistently, but it is the depth now that is starting to shine. It's one thing to have a couple of good guys, but
You also got Winnie Nenyando on the track as well.
They also have some of the best kits out there.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a dream kit that I would absolutely love to have.
that's the fastest 5K split that we've seen in a while, 15:09, besides the opening sub 15 by our fallen Mongolian soldier whose hamstring is hopefully okay, so he can make it back for another world championship in the future. But 15:09, we're starting to pick it up a bit, but we are not fully in stride. I feel like we got some sub 15s left in us.
Yamashita looks fantastic.
Nah, this guy's winning. He's looking around. He's like,
He's
anyone,
not broken.
anyone want to come join me up the front? Anybody?
That
Have you
Japan
gone
kid
through
looks
his
sick.
resume yet?
Yeah.
Oh
No way.
Have the Ethiopians found our stream?
All right, so 30K. Let's see where the Americans are.
What country is this?
Last time we spoke, Zach Panning was in 33rd.
Wait, can we guess?
25th.
He is in 25th.
We've got a big move happening
That's
here.
not on my phone, guys. What is that? Lesotho.
That is Tabelo Ramakongona.
Oh, isn't
Have a
he
day,
the
son.
coach for James McCurdy?
He's put his foot down. I like it though. Break it up a little bit.
What was that?
Is he gone?
You like that move?
Well,
just
I don't
sprinted
mind it
to
from.
the-
I don't mind it from
He,
him.
he
yeah.
just sprinted to the front, and now he's done. Look at him.
I don't mind it in terms of spectator. To view, I don't mind it because now he's encouraged them all to get racing. Like,
Reigning world champ Tola looks pretty good as well. He's just been sitting in there the whole way.
do you reckon they tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey man, can you get out there and just burn some legs?" Because you're right, he's just slotted back. He like did his job and he's like, "You good, lads? All right, yeah, I might go backwards now."
It's crazy, isn't it, when you do see...
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow, somebody's down. Uganda.
Oh, no.
Kiplagat.
Oh no,
Oh no!
Oh, poor lad.
Kiss it.
He's-
Kiss it
sorry.
down.
man, if he gets, no, he's grimacing. That's got to be really painful.
This is his Safan Hassan moment.
Did he clip heels? Like, what happened there? All of a sudden, he was
didn't
just
see.
gone.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
here we
we
go.
got a replay.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
He
he's-
clipped the Kenyans.
He's hit the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a big road, boys. Use the whole thing.
It's a famous Galen Rupp getting a little annoyed with Meb getting a little annoyed with Galen Rupp during the 2016 marathon trials. Where it's like, it's a road race. We don't have to be right on my heels, but
Also, Kipchoge getting annoyed with Galen Rupp.
yeah.
Helping him.
For Galen, I guess like that's sometimes you're playing mind games with the competition too. Annoy them.
Galen on the track was always so spiked up. He would run so close to people. His shins would just be destroyed.
All right, next time they come through here, it'll be the end of the race. We'll be the same top three. Kiplagat
Looking good.
still in
Yeah.
it as you got defending champ Tamara Tola, and I believe that is Lula Gebrselassie.
Wait, so Kiplagat's PB is what?
Victor's personal best is not that personal best matter,
But it's just
at
kind of
this,
like
it's just interesting.
Yeah.
Is 205.
205, and he's getting run down right now by 203 guys.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
205.09. What's the difference between that and 203? Really,
2
it's common.
minutes.
I know, but it's not like it's in. If it's in different races, it means nothing. Kiplagat is the Commonwealth Marathon champion. He was second.
Yeah,
in
baby.
Hamburg.
I
Like
don't know. It's just kind of a, if I'm him in the front, like I'm
or
just thinking like
Osaka's.
these guys have wheels, and I've got to break them now.
Oh, we just got another big fall.
Kiss it again.
No.
No,
That was the Lesotho guy, I think, because it was the white kid, right?
was it?
Oh no, Teferi.
Teferi from
Jeez.
Israel went down hard at the bottle
What's
station.
going on out
Back
there?
up.
Did he hit the railing
Why does he look
on the
better all
turn?
of a sudden?
Yeah, he does. I was like at a shot of
What
adrenaline.
what did he get from hitting the ground?
I said yesterday that we need technology of this table model pickup to catch up with the shoes. I'm thinking more like Hunger Games, down from the sky, dropping in.
Drones.
Amazon drone delivery, yeah.
I mean, I wanna say-
replay here. We're gonna get the replay here. Watch toward the back.
Oh, another one.
He got clipped again by was
Damn.
it some the Ethiopian? Was
Watch
it, or
your
something?
feet, lads. Seriously.
He looks composed. It's
Budapest, the city of falls.
Yeah.
was it Getachew who had was that the kerfuffle right there? Those two.
I think so. Now he's making the pass on him. Oh, see, yeah, and he's getting right back on him.
He looks better.
Sometimes you just need a fall to wake you up.
But even yesterday, like when they went past us, the women went past us as the 3 Ethiopians. I reckon Chris, you and I were like, "Oh, that's done. Like this is it." And then all of a sudden, when they came back around,
You were like,
one had
where?
been sniped, and it was like, "Oh no, they've got the lactic bear on the back." So like these 3 guys look really good right now. But do you think always hard to predict? Some people don't like doing it, but do you think this is it? This is our 3 medalists, or there's something popping out from
I
the chase
made my
pack here?
prediction 30 minutes ago.
Well, we saw
Yeah.
this yesterday. You know, in the women's marathon, there was a breakaway of 3 Ethiopians that looked like clear medal contenders, and they just started to fade over the last 2-3 kilometers. But the boys look good here, so just suppose I have to see how it goes now.
I know. I'd love to see Teferi get up.
Teferi now pointing when he's moving
Yeah.
around. Just-
Watch your damn legs. He's pointing out. I'm moving there.
now I'm rooting hard for Teferi. Now, like that'd be
There's
Good story.
There's 0 chance I'm getting back up if I'm going down an hour 40 into a marathon.
No way.
yeah. I'm like
If I
No
go down
way.
in this, if I
Roll
go
under
down
the
in the
gate.
6K later today,
Yeah.
Someone
I'm not
life
getting
alert
back
me
up.
if that's the
yeah.
case.
I'm just gonna take a little nap right here.
Yeah.
Don't you guys worry.
Oh, he keeps looking back.
Yeah, he's
Get to choose. Looking at his heels like, do I do it again?
Yeah.
Just a little love tap.
Oh, here we go.
Kiss is, he had also gone down, still holding his own, not taking a nap like us, but hopefully, you see your teammate up front leading the way.
I mean,
He's picking up straight.
yeah, he actually is picking it up. He's like, I mean, he could be the counter move to 2 Ethiopians and 1 Ugandan up in the front.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing we know about
Let's
Steven
even it up.
Kissa, he's a team guy.
Mm-hmm.
Always has been. That one other time.
Look at that.
Oh my God, he's actually making a huge move.
This is ridiculous. The 2 Fall brothers. Get on, boys. Yeah. Come with
coming
me,
back
lads.
for vengeance.
Yeah. It's giving me real, like, what was the Michael Jordan documentary? And, like, every time someone would spot him, he'd just sit there and be like, yeah, I took that personally.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this really feels a bit that way. Mate, if he can get back on, that is phenomenal.
Mechanics look good.
I'm kind of blown away right now.
All he needs right now is
But
just
you
a
wonder
Ugandan.
sometimes a surge like that, like like that strong there. You're like, why didn't he?
Oh,
stay
and
with
Well,
one of
one's
the Ethiopians
popped.
is getting
Yeah.
dropped too.
That's what I'm thinking. Like Kissa, if I'm Kissa, I'm not even doing anything crazy right now because
Yeah, I'd
Tamarat Tola's
pull
the
back
one
a
who
little bit if I was him because I feel like
Yeah.
This race ain't over, boys.
I mean, Kiss is bringing through a few heavy hitters with him too. They can latch on the back. This is going to be a hell of a last 5K.
Mitch, you know what they're missing right now? Like if there's a Ugandan with a huge flag, then,
It's all over. If you're listening and you're in Budapest, go find a big flag. Guaranteed a medal. Yeah. Yeah.
is anyone selling flags outside the stadium? Because I feel like that's a huge untapped market.
huge untapped market. Like, yeah, it'd be hard to find like, I don't know, like an American flag out here. Like I remember one year I went to the Paris Diamond League as a fan, and I was looking for an American flag in Paris, and it was very difficult.
We might be able to fund this entire operation solely off of flag sales in the future.
Good thinking.
Got like an opera singer out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, they have picked some weird entertainment for the marathon.
She's singing Madame Butterfly, like the one from the White Lotus finale.
All right, so we should hopefully be getting 35K splits here soon. I want to get an update on where Zach Panning is panning out.
Get off the set.
Pretty good.
I like that
Oh,
one.
Kilping out with a big look back. He's got is that a straw? No, that's just a
Oh, wow, look at these Ks. That'd
Shotgun.
just be a good session right there.
249.
249. So
Oh, that's
253,
disgusting.
252, 249.
That's sub 14:30
That's on
pace
well.
there now.
Can we fairly say that they're out of zone 1 of their lactate testing?
Oh, yeah.
Zone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He's about to
Tola.
get up to bronze here.
Tola and Kissa.
Oh my gosh.
I reckon third is going to come from even behind again.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but Kiss is
The
laboring a
second
bit
full
now.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Kissa moved too hard too
I
early.
think he did. It was just you got to wonder if a guy is moving that hard back there, why didn't he stay with the leaders?
Oh, and here comes the
He
sunny.
fell.
Yeah.
Here comes the
Oh, yeah.
sunny section.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow, cart.
All right, not
What the
ideal.
hell is going on there?
What is going on there?
Man, the carts in Budapest are just
They're dangerous out here.
All right, let's get the
Is that the
180 who looks
Is that the same
good.
cart driver?
Might
He's gone
be.
rogue all week.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got to have revoked his license.
Imagine being that cart driver and just getting back at home. Honey, how was your day at work? Let's not talk about it. Did you open Twitter today?
Tola is kind of reviving himself a little bit here. He's not looking as bad.
I'm hoping for Tola's sake that the decision to drop off was one to secure a medal rather than.
Well, that would be smart.
Yeah, he's rallying for sure.
The 35K split there.
Kipling at winning this thing would be just wild. It would be great for Uganda. Not the first global championship gold medal. Go back to 2012 Olympics. What was his name?
This is a crazy battle going on right here between Tola and Kissa.
I'm not sure.
Tola's putting it back on right now.
Was that who it was? Nick. Yeah, I am right. Look at that.
Teferi moving too now.
The Fall Boys. You know, I've always been a big Ugandan fan because I like the idea of the insertion of Uganda into the Ethiopia-Kenya discussion. But we've got so many Ethiopians with us in the chat that I kind of want. I don't know who I'm rooting for now.
You got to think Gabriel Selassie just sitting in behind Kiplagat. You know, Kiplagat looks good, but like
He looks strong on his
He
shoulder
does.
there.
He
Gabriel
does.
is dialed in. He's
Yeah.
just watching
he
the
looks
heels.
strong.
And has he led at all? Like
No,
he's
I
just
don't.
been sitting
Yeah.
in that pack,
Just
sitting on
hawking.
the move, sitting, I guess, patiently waiting. You got to respect someone who can do something like that.
To those of us watching in the chat, drop either a Uganda flag or an Ethiopian flag emoji. Let us know who you're going for right now. We team Kiplagat or Gebre Selassie.
When you pronounce Kiplingat, you have a really soft N in the middle of it.
It's a soft end, yeah.
You make it sound like Kiplagat.
Oh, it's
Kiplagat.
Kiplagat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no, that's what I say. It's a soft end. I think he told me it's a soft end.
Silent N.
All right, we're getting 35K split. So 146.53 for Kiplagat and Gebre Selassie. 15 seconds back to Tola, 17 to Kissa. Only 13 men have come through that split yet, and I'm hoping 14 will be Zach Panning. Get an idea of where he's at.
Now that'd be a hell of a move if he's up in the 14s. Like, that would be incredible.
I mean, he is on him.
What's wrong with these guys? Do you reckon there's
How
any
do you do
chat?
it? Explain it to you just aim for their feet.
How do you trip someone? Yeah.
What kind of
honestly, like a corner kick?
No, I
is
mean
the
like
best
when
way
they're
to take
moving this
someone out.
fast, like
No, yeah, I don't think a clip like that would be intentional right now, because I feel like if it was the margin of being it intentional and getting the guy to the ground is so risky.
Yeah.
I think he's just like glued. to
Key
him.
race alert. Not 14th place. Zach Panning is now in 18th place.
wow.
Running a very smart race.
That is underrated.
Someone in the YouTube chat just reminded me, Leo Gebrselassie is the Houston half marathon champion.
Outsprinted Wesley Kiptoo.
But what they were reminding him is he did the same exact thing to Kiptoo in that race. He was right on his heels. If folks remember, that was a very physical last 100 meters of that race. So it's entirely possible that we might see something quite similar in the last mile or two of this one.
You have to be in deep, track running fandom to be watching the World Championships marathon and pull something like that, because that means you watched the whatever it is WABC little live stream of the race, and so those two big circles overlapping, that's a very small Venn diagram of people. I think.
Chris, I think you're not giving our fans enough credit. They love track and field. That's in the name.
But this is roads.
They love road racing too.
Athletics. We need to get new hats that say "I love athletics."
I love athletics.
I think
Just
it would have been
open
a
up.
bigger hit with this crowd out here.
Yeah.
That's
We would have made $1 million off of "I love Hungarian athletics."
Yeah, it's not a term really used in Europe. Track and field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always liked athletics because it sounds classy. But
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I like the track TNF.
I think when we do CITIUS Global, CITIUS Europe, CITIUS Oceania, we can launch a global merch store as well. We'll have to find a distributor from Australia.
Someone in the chat is asking, "Where's Mitch?" Mitch took a little
Taking a
potty
leak.
break.
Yeah. Listen, these guys. Actually, not to get into this with 10 minutes left of racing, but that's obviously if you need to take a Marty Heher bathroom break, you go to the porta potty. But if you just need to pee,
At this
just
point in the
send it?
race,
I
if
would
Kimberly
not be able to do that. I would not be able to even if I wanted, I could not. Well, as in while running.
yeah, do you stop or do you
wouldn't
just
be able to
piss
do
your
that.
pants?
For
I
cold, you piss yourself. Yeah.
I stopped at a marathon once, just did a quick porta potty break and got right back on. But all the work that I'd done to drop everyone was
Total
immediately
laboring
eliminated.
again, and it's the other fall brother.
The other
Teferi.
fall brother.
Ferry, yeah, coming true.
So is Kiss is solidly in third right now?
No, he's
No,
gone
I
back.
think
Kiss is in
he's
fifth.
fifth now.
Or,
Yeah, Tefera
yeah.
is looks like
There's
he's
Kissa, yeah.
Tola's been really in and out of it. He'll look good 1 minute and terrible the next. So a lot could happen in this next 12 minutes
I
racing.
think the lights are on and no one's home looking at it right now.
If at this point in the race you need a little wake-up call, I would suggest falling. And then
Clearly
it's been working really well.
Yeah.
Nothing throws in a surge like tripping.
Just to feel something.
I mean, it must spike your heart rate.
I don't think that's
Shot
an
of
issue
adrenaline.
for anyone at this point in the race, but
Oh,
This is what we look like in the lobby going back to bed. In the morning.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I've looked this good at any point.
no,
in
no
the
it's
race.
fight,
Let's
no
clip
fight.
this guy again.
All right, Teferi into the
you only
bronze
make me
position.
stronger
Yeah.
every time I fall.
Tola's hanging on for dear life.
It's the famous Rocky speech.
Do it again.
Yeah.
It ain't about how hard you get hit. It's about
getting it and keep moving forward.
Is that supposed to be Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to work on that one. Kipling looks first of all, like, has he opened his mouth once this entire, like,
Oh, he's looking at his watch.
Look at his watch.
His watch reminds him to open his mouth.
Yeah. His watch said, like, you know what would be the worst time to get a, like, those, like, get moving notifications on your Garmin is 40K into a.
He closed his rings for the day. I love that.
Either that or he, like, just ran past his phone and he got a Bluetooth notification. All right, so Tola's getting spat out, so it looks like Teferi is in a good spot to hold on to bronze here.
Wow.
You know what? It could be a huge X factor here is the dancers on the side.
That's a good point.
Depends what song is.
I want all the attention. I'm gonna drop you.
Look at them. They're synchronized right now. Kipling got
moving into
Kipling got looks
in off the
good.
cobbles.
was that 38K?
I was under the impression Gebrselassie was just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Nope.
And now
No.
Kipling got had an
he
Kipling
was
got is-
holding on.
Good.
These kids have gotten a workout in.
Yeah.
They've been running all the way down and then go back to the
They're making it
dancers.
quite a while too. Like,
New players have entered the game.
yeah, we got some future in Hungarian marathon running, I think.
Did you want to jump back on here? The chat is just worried right now.
Yeah.
Where's Mitch?
Mitch also fell and had to get back up.
Is that your impression of the chat? I don't know if
As long as it wasn't an impression of me.
I think our new game is let's make Chris do as many impressions as possible over the next.
They're not good.
I didn't mind Sylvester.
I can't do any accents to save my life. That's my problem.
All right, Kipling might pull this off.
I don't think this is
This
the
isn't
end of
it.
Gebrselassie.
It's not over. Yeah, he is laser eyes on the back of his jersey.
This is it, though.
Yeah, Teferi
has
has
a 45
absolutely
no.
decimated.
How long is
Tola.
that?
8 seconds
8
on Tola. Watch out for the cones.
Yeah,
Stay on your side.
This uphill on the bridge definitely one to benefit Kipling got the 2017 mountain running champion.
He hasn't even noticed it.
the true
Yeah.
mountain.
Nah, he's still breathing through his nose. That's not well. He's sticking his tongue out. He's having fun. That's disgusting.
The big thing is what, like, Kipchoge's famous smile when he's really hurting. And you've got Adele Tracy out there just beaming every 800.
Knows there's cameras, you know.
It works. It works.
I've tried that in workouts before.
Smiling
You
through the
smile,
pain.
smile through the pain. It doesn't not work.
It takes more muscles in your face to frown than to smile.
Is that
I'm so
that gives me the
inspired right
ick.
now.
give me the Steve Magnus thread on that one?
So it's actually easier to smile.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it
How
happens.
many muscles is it to stick your tongue out?
'Cause he's
Like Kipling got is doing right
he's
now.
literally licking his chops at this one.
Yeah, he's having fun.
Okay, that's a good one.
Real
Or is
subtle
it
look
26?
back.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Where's Pac Zanning?
We haven't got a new Zach update since 35K, but I would say within Zach's site is at least
Is health insurance.
Yeah, is health insurance. Zach has like 5 guys that are gettable, I would say, barring disaster.
When I look at it from this angle, it really looks like it's nowhere near over. But when I look at it from the front, it's like, oh, he's buried it. It's home and hose. I mean, he's home and
bronze.
hose.
Teferi has this.
Even if he
sewn
falls
up.
over again, I'm thinking he might get up.
He
for
might
gold.
just do it just for
Yeah.
the dramatics, you know?
He looks so good.
These guys is this like 8th, 9th, 10th right here?
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
Sotho guy and the Japanese guy.
It's a weird camera skip. We sort of miss like
Yeah.
the guys between them,
Trying to figure
unless these guys have really picked up the pieces, and the Ethiopians just completely carked it. Hold on, where's Gebre Selassie? Oh, they're in the corner. I mean, he's just
coming
getting
up
faster.
on the. If you look to the left there, that is the A6 Hospitality Suite. Great breakfast. How about that bacon?
Hey, pays to be Carl Merber.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Mitch gets to the door and he
That was
realizes
nice.
he's not on the list, and he goes,
Yeah.
"I'm Kyle Merber."
No, Chris turned to me and goes,
I did. I told him to.
say Carl Merber. And then I've got my accreditation on. It's got Mitch Dyer. He's like, put that accreditation away. I was like, yep, no worries, man. Never had a free breakfast till I was Carl Merber. So, must be nice.
It is nice.
Did you do like a whole Kyle impression? American
Also, this
accent?
No, they didn't even ask.
This is the loudest part of the course.
Yeah.
Until you get closer to the finish, because then now you're going to hit a whole stretch of coaches.
Yeah.
Teferi, so impressive.
Yeah, you can't even see Tola in the background anymore. He's going to be lucky to finish this thing.
Well, it looks like in the and again, I think I have pretty good vision, but the Japanese, I swear I can see the Japanese singlet sort of coming up. So those guys that they showed us, they actually might have been fourth
maybe they're
and
in
fifth.
fifth and
And
sixth. Or
Tola's just gone backwards.
Shout out A6 for busting out the thunder sticks for the cheer zone.
Oh, this is over.
something.
the
A couple
flag.
Ugandan
Yeah.
flags.
They
They
Yeah.
heard. They went to the flag store.
Should be us.
You see one more big one?
Oh, and a couple
It's
Japans. It's a good sign for Yashimoto.
Wow, a Japanese medal. I didn't see that coming. But, you know, when you get the flags out, you get guaranteed a medal.
He is currently in 8th place.
Here we go.
Yamashita. Sorry, I
Yamashita.
pronounced his name wrong.
Bottle and towel.
That's 35K. All right, so we haven't gotten
Hey, the Lacerda guys.
Wait, so
Are you sure? I think
Yeah,
he's
no,
in
yeah,
I think he's in
Yeah.
fifth. Yeah, this
Man, let the,
Tamarat Tola is done.
what country was that in the white singlet?
I think
Uh,
Lesotho guy
yeah.
who made
He's
that
moving.
big move in the
Tabello.
randomly. And now this looks like it is Kiplingot's race to
That was
lose.
a 14:59 last 5K from 35 to 40K.
They appear to have just hit 40.
If I'm Kipling God, what I'm doing is I'm shaking out my arms because those things keep getting higher and higher.
Yeah,
Right now. You gotta stay loose.
Yeah.
Looking like Kenneth Rooks out here.
Do you guys ever have that moment where you're watching a marathon and you look at the clock and when it's past 2:01:09, you're like, "Oh, Kipchoge would have been done by now."
So we
No,
Behind Evans Chibet.
But now I am.
oh
big Evans guy over there.
so it's a 13-second gap at 40K, which they just passed moments ago. So that's a real gap. That's not a little one. So this thing might be decided, but you know what is looking less and less decided by the minute is Teferi's hold on third place.
Mm.
He's 44 seconds back at the lead, 21 seconds or 31 seconds back. Math is hard. Of Silver, but not too far ahead of. He's only
What is that,
he's
21
got 20 seconds on fourth.
Oh, so this is not going to be the first time that Uganda wins gold in the men's marathon. Stephen Kiprotich followed up his Olympic
Olympic gold.
victory with gold medal in Moscow. The last Ugandan to medal was Solomon Mutai in 2015 with a bronze. So, you know, Uganda really carving out some good history
Racking
at the
up
World
the-
Championships marathons. And then if we think about
Whoa, look at that split. 14:39 was the move, and
30
then
to 35K.
the 14:59
If
Followed up.
1450.
That's sort of
the
like
most recent 5K.
chilling, or at least like recovering from that.
The pixels on the screen are pretty. This is not an HD television we're
Yeah.
watching.
But we
So
are
this
very
is-
appreciative of this, suite that we've been put in.
Oh, I don't think it's the
I
TV.
think that's the
problem.
German
I think it's the German
broadcast.
stream we're watching. Yeah. Gebre Selassie is
Shame.
working. Yeah, that thing.
He's
It's
gonna
got
get a-
out a couple seconds,
he's
right?
gonna get a
Having
concussion
to
from
wear
that
that the
thing.
whole time.
How does that not fly off his neck?
It's been hitting him in the face multiple times.
Yeah. It's going to come out bruised. And he didn't even fall over.
Teferi has stayed. He's stayed tough. You know, he doesn't have a huge lead, but it doesn't look like it's shrinking. He didn't crater the way Tola did, so he could pull this thing out.
Oh man, that Moroccan flag is back.
This makes them look all very close together.
Yeah, this makes them look much closer than they are, I think.
I don't think there's enough time.
Who's in
I mean,
fourth?
they're with less than a mile left or so at this point.
I mean, Gabriel Celesi, thankfully for him, he did the work to create a gap, but out of the 3 that are on the screen, he definitely looks like he's laboring the hardest. Like, I don't think Teferi can get him, but
Kiplingat has been just riding these cone lines anytime he's on a straightaway. I keep worrying that he's going to kick one. Well, that's the excitement we need. We only have 2 falls. So is there a rule of 3s that we're going to see?
Israel has never medaled at the World Championships.
Oh, that'd be exciting.
that makes me nervous when you said that's like commentators curse sometimes.
on-
Like, what if this guy from 4th now just gets
On
up?
the men's side, because Salpeter has.
Yeah, on the men's side.
So I think we're looking at a sub 208 clocking too, which is just pretty awesome.
All things considered, in this steamy conditions.
He's having fun out there.
Chris, keep an eye on that Zach Panning update for us.
Yeah, let me. You have so many tabs open.
So many tabs open.
Is Zach Panning update?
Was he close to?
We
picking
have
up
a
those
Zach
in
Panning
front?
update. Key
All right.
race alert. He was 18th at
Yep.
the last split. Now he's 16th.
Let's go,
Oh,
Zach.
Go.
Get that insurance. Get that insurance.
How many guys are within 20 seconds?
A lot.
Really?
So
He's picking
he
up
split
bodies.
204.19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys.
So you could move.
Wow.
This is gonna be fun.
That is incredibly.
I think
impressive.
we've lost David McCarthy over there. He's down for the count, baby.
We've got a big 6K motivated now with this in tank.
Merritt Ferry, absolutely killing it.
Wow.
They should be coming around onto the Mondo real quick here.
Nobody get too excited in the final laps, so we don't want to wake David up.
Victor Kipling got
Someone, Bizayu Tola, just someone in the chat saying, "Why don't you show us the runners?" Because we are not
We are
rights
legally
holders.
prohibited from doing so. Trust me, we are not in this game because our faces are what we want the world to see.
305 people watching right now. As
Kipling
we
Got does
lose our
make me
mind for Kipling Got.
He makes you what?
He makes me nervous with how close he runs to some of the cones.
That's what. Yeah, it freaks me out. Just run in the middle of the road. You got so much
Be careful. There's
time.
gonna be a red flag if he
Yeah.
cuts the course.
He's got so much space.
Okay,
Just get in the
now
middle.
He heard us.
All right, yeah, I'm not convinced there's not like a little radio out there with what's going on here. 'Cause everything that gets happened,
He's watching the
it's
stream.
like,
he's got his,
oh,
he's got his
he's on the
AirPods.
shit. Carl
He's
didn't
on the
like
yellow
that.
brick road here.
How much are we going to celebrate? What are we thinking?
Go hard. No, he's gonna do
No, I
nothing.
think
I
he's gonna
reckon.
run through.
Yeah, there's no energy left in this.
What would you do? This is you. You're about to win the world champs. What's your celebration?
Cartwheel.
I'm high fiving.
Cartwheel?
High fiving everyone. Cartwheel.
Yeah.
Somersault.
I
And
would
then I'm
take.
getting in with the
Do the Will-
dancers
do the
and
Willy
doing
Wonka.
stuff.
I would take my
Stop,
country's flag if
somersault.
I saw it across. And
Oh, there he goes.
There he is. What's next?
What's
He's watching the stream.
Wow, the radio must be blaring.
He's got
now.
the AirPods
And I would put my hands up as I cross
Yeah.
the finish line in first.
If he does a cartwheel, I'm not convinced you guys don't have any sort of involvement in what goes on here.
in. The script writers
You guys
went
got the
crazy with
scripts.
this one.
Smile. You did
right.
it.
Does he think he has another lap? What's going on?
There
he is. Cartwheel.
He just pointed to our stream.
Do the cut. Thanks, Carl.
208.52.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, take a bow, and
man.
those legs are shaking at the end.
He looks so good.
He looks so happy to be
Yeah,
done.
that was crazy.
Oh, he just mouthed. I am so
Oh
happy.
no!
Oh wow!
Teferi with the late
passes
kick.
by
That's insane.
into the silver
What a
position.
performance!
After falling.
That's crazy.
Falling, getting back
Get
up.
through the line.
Please cross the
Oh,
Gebre
oh,
Selassie
yeah.
gets it.
Oh.
Oh, oh, oh.
The wobbles.
Yeah.
Someone help that man.
It's very confusing. This is a problem with the women's race too. There's the black line looks like it's the real finish.
Yeah.
Oh,
He wants to go
God
again.
is bouncing around.
He's getting ready for that 6K.
I swear to God.
Kiplingot's gonna be up there with the dancers, just like doing it, moving and grooving. Oh,
That's
the
a long
Lesotho runner.
string
Fourth
hanging
place
off the
flag.
flag.
So
Big. That's got to be the best performance by
Tabello.
Lesotho.
Who's just carrying a
Ever.
Lesotho flag?
shout out to James McCurdy.
This is athlete.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And his, I believe, the Lesotho coach.
Wow.
So great run for him.
Rama
Wow.
Kangoana.
Kipling guy is like 5 seconds away from grittying like in front of these photographers. He's got his dancing shoes on.
Kiss
Steven Kissa holding on.
Dude, these guys ran tough as hell out there.
Yeah. Who was Kissa the second fall?
Yeah. But he was the one.
Rick
as
Davis
David
in the
said,
top
immediately
five.
he
grabbed
worked
his
real hard to
left
get up.
quad.
Bronze
Someone
medal.
tell him that
Did
his boy
Tabello
won.
fall at one time? Were there 3 falls?
Is there a third one?
Tabello never went down?
No.
Who we saw. Oh no, where'd the Japanese guy go? He
that's
got
what I was
spat
about
out the
to
back.
say. Man, hell of a run from the French guy.
Mangesha taking 6th.
Shoddy.
might have lost
That
the
looks like
Japanese guy.
Kiplagat coming home.
8.
You know what? It might be
9.
the black line. It's taken. It actually
It's
is.
a little hard to tell.
Daniel
Yuchi,
Meucci.
Camnelli, is
Wow,
that,
you know
is
who
that
might
10?
be coming home soon is Zach
Let's get that
Panning.
insurance, baby.
Oh, there's
Is that
Zach.
him? Zach Panning's about to
is,
snipe.
insurance is right there.
he
Insurance is
gonna
right
get the
there.
Japanese?
Insurance is right there.
He's not going to get him.
Oh, come on, do not disrupt the shot. What is
Where is it?
happening?
They want
The German broadcast.
Oh, no. Yeah, he didn't get it.
Oh. Did he get 13?
Zach, 13th place.
Oh.
That's amazing.
2:11:21. That is a great race. for
File
Zach
a
Panning.
protest. See
How
if we can
old
just
is he?
get one person booted.
How old is Zach Penning?
27.
That's incredible racing. I've really put you on the spot with that one.
He's 28.
28.
28.
That's amazing.
Oh man.
Popu coming in. What, 16?
Yeah, he's 28 and 151 days.
Is
old.
this Rory?
Yeah, that.
Oh, Rory getting top 20. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, he moved through too. He was well back. He was in those 50s,
Yeah.
I reckon, for a while.
Hanging
boy.
tough. And that's not too far off.
Oh, that's-
Has he run 210?
Yeah.
So, like, you factor in the heat, everything else. If he's still pulling out a 212 today, that's a.
You'd be happy with that, you'd think.
Yeah, Rory Linklater, 2:12:16.
Israel's having a day.
Did we see Tola cross the line?
No.
Ethiopia.
Oh,
might not.
wait. Yeah. No.
No.
Oh,
So
man.
he might have dropped out.
Might be a casualty.
Who's going to be the top third finisher?
For
Did Uganda get 3 in?
Ooh.
No, yeah, they did because
Uganda does not have
That
3
looks
in yet.
painful.
I always love thinking about it like a cross country race.
Yeah, as of right now, Kenya has 2.
Kenya is 2, Israel is 2, Uganda is 2.
Ethiopia has 2. And they're
Is this
There
another?
is that.
Oh, no.
Italy
it's
has
Norwegian.
2.
Owen coming home.
That hat's not doing much.
All right, keep us updated on the top third place finisher, Chris.
Spain just put 2 back to back.
That was a good marathon.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was an entertaining.
Dramatic.
marathon.
Exciting.
Yeah. Spain, there's
That's
a third.
Spain coming in.
Spain's
winning
gonna-
the cross country competition.
Spain's going to put 3 in the
Team
top 25.
Sunnies. Here he is.
Oh, that was an early split.
Yeah. Was that a split or was he just
Oh, he's
taking his lactate?
Morocco. That's what the flag was for.
Oh, look at those eyes.
that's awesome. All right, David, get that up.
Get that up, David.
Time to
There's
cook.
Johannes.
Wow.
You know us. We're big German fans,
Yeah, huge.
but of course, local New York,
Local New York
trained
boy, yeah.
athlete.
This looks so
Did you just fall?
painful.
Yeah.
That's going to be us when we do this 6K in a little bit.
This was fun. It's always fun. I'd much prefer watching marathon inside. I'm just going to say I never going out and watching. In
Yeah,
the
it was
heat,
hot
standing,
yesterday.
seeing Buzz a few times.
Yeah. By the time you guys run, it's going to be, oh boy. Good luck.
Oh, wow.
Tulsa.
Preisner. Ben Preisner. Is that Nico behind him?
No, Nico's in red.
I don't get that. How can you run in different colored singlets? I thought it was like I know it's still USA, but I thought you had to be like everyone in the same.
Hey, Mitch,
Here we go.
2 days ago, I was a little hard on the Australians, but I made it up to you yesterday. Remember, we were on the course, and I was cheering for
You did. You were cheering on Lisa. You were cheering on the women. Yep, you did. And Kyle even mentioned Curtis getting a medal last night. So I'm starting to think I'm infiltrating this. Yeah.
Before
That's
the second
impressive.
American.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
All 3 Canadians were around 2:15. Got in before the second American.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eritrea.
Victor Kiplagat, right? That's his first name.
Think so.
Yeah.
You know what? Before Uganda was really starting to burst on the scene, you guys keep talking about like mixing it with Kenya and Ethiopia. A couple of those Eritreans for a few years there were doing some pretty special stuff, so it'd be kind of cool to see them bounce back. Japanese. I wish there was an Australian in here.
Here's Victor Kiplagat has only 266 Instagram followers.
Is it for sure him?
I see a post from October 30th, 2020.
All right. Well, we're about to blow up his spot.
That's his handle. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to CITIUS Mag's Marathon Watch Along. I know there's people probably out on the East Coast who stayed up late or woke up in the middle of the night for this one. For the West Coast crowd, thanks for staying out on a Saturday night for this. It was a thrilling race, and we are going to be back with our final episode of CITIUS Mag Live at Worlds at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And then from there, one more post-race show at the end of the night to close out the World Championship. So on behalf of the whole team here, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
6. Sound mind, sound body. 365 days. 1 year until history is made. A lifetime of preparation that will lead us to the ultimate test. 365 days until we show the world what a sound mind and a sound body can do. See you in Paris.
Stability never felt better. The first 5 miles, you're just getting warmed up. From downtown to uptown, you'll take the scenic route. Tired legs? You'll feel fresh. From first steps to final strides. Steep hills, super steep hills. Long runs, even longer runs. Whatever comes, you can run through